I want to take the time out and create this song and dedicate it to my life because I'm lucky to be here. I almost didn't make it. I know everything is good now, but it was a long road to get here. And there was a couple of close calls and some chances. I want to talk about it and share it with you. Check this out. Here go the intro to my kinfolk. Being broke but got big hopes. Seeing doom, I was this close, so I read the room for the clip notes. I didn't see it through, I'ma get ghost. Me and you and my sis bros trying to be in tune, trying to reach the moon, trying to see the bloom when I step in the light. I've been at plenty of nights, just begging to Christ, like when you gonna send me some advice. Give me the best of my fights, I'm left with a plight. I need me a blessing tonight. I've been up stressing tonight, slept in detention and taught me a lesson tonight. Addressing the vice of messing up my life, that's what my days reveal. I've been through pain for real, I pray for real, that made me heal and saved me from the ills of making plays and banging stainless steel. I made it still, when half of my acquaintance got slayed and killed or shackled in some chains with no escape until they break your will. But poverty, it pales, producing problems that this paper will, and probably make you want to take a break or take your life before you make your will. I'm faithful still, my days are filled with greatness bills. I'm practicing my patience, chasing majors till I make a mill. I never thought I would make it this far in my life. Shit. Train to be good, but I won't shit. Running in houses, wanna get thousands, save me. I should get a pump quick. It was just days on the block. I was raised on the block and I stayed on the block. Played with a Glock, now I'm taking a spot. But the place getting hot, so I race from the cops and they watch. Who gon' stop me? Who gon' block me? The old heads say I should go on ahead, but I move cocky in your sloppy. I don't give a fuck what the foe said. Had a knot that I bust in the forehead, but I bitch thank God for that. Cause all that drama in the laundromat could've got me flat, but I did not react. Or get locked up, then I knocked me a girl that I never should've. Gave my seed, but I got a baby, so I'm not complaining. Cause she stayed with me and that's the way it should be. And in my family, I done paid the fee for what it ever means to be the favorite sheep. Then the hater received, never breaking me. Left the military, now I hate to sleep. Cause if I don't get it, they replacing me. And I'm not content unless I'm great to me. I was staying clean and trying to break the scene until I met a lady I could make a queen. And I can't be seen as living lazily. When I'm chasing dreams, I do it hastily. I'm a businessman, I went from A to Z. If you pray for me, you know I can't believe that I'm here. I never thought I would make it this far in my life. Running the streets and I believe in y'all. Thought it was over when I took a fall from my wife. On my soul, I'm still giving all. Keep living right. I never thought I would make it this far in my life. Running the streets and I believe in y'all. Thought it was over when I took a fall from my wife. On my soul, I'm still giving all. Keep living right. I never thought I would make it this far in my life. Running the streets and I believe in y'all. Thought it was over when I took a fall from my wife. Bless my soul, I'm still giving all. Keep living right. I never thought I would make it this far in my life. Running the street and I believe in y'all. Living so dry. Thought it was over when I took a fall from my wife. Bless my soul, I'm still giving all. Keep living right.
Gotta keep living right, like the love of my wife. Yo, that boy got some skills. I want to remix that though, because I don't like the way it sound. Yo, check this out. Another impromptu live. But do you know why I'm here this evening? Just popped up out the clear blue sky. I don't want to put up a community post telling y'all that your sector or black YouTube is dead. So I'm going to come on here and give you an alternative voice. That way you ain't got to go over there to Crouton and listen to the same bullshit ass show over and over again with the same cast of crew over and over again with the same narratives over and over again. I'm going to demonstrate to you this evening how you can have new and fresh ideas while using some narratives and giving it a new twist and a new perspective. Because truthfully, this place is dead and you're forced to just go there and listen to that same bullshit every day. What brought me here was QT1. I saw her comment when she said, yo, I ain't trying to hear this negativity and bullshit again. I'm out. So I decided to turn my microphone on that I paid for. And I decided to come on here and just, speak from the top of the dome whilst giving y'all something else to listen to. Now there will be a panel at some point, and we might even bring up a narrative or two, but we're going to try to make it something new and fresh, but again, I just couldn't take it no more. The show starts off where, as usual, my name is dropping, and the brother's telling me he ain't bothered listening to my content when he know goddamn well he did. He know he listened to it. He know he took something from it, because if you didn't, you wouldn't have went into talking about how much money you got. See, the thing is, my content from last night was some general stuff. It was my thoughts on some piggybacking on someone else's thoughts that I thought was exactly on point, and I gave that person maximum credit for it, and I added my own perspective to it, because you know why? Intelligent people can do that. Now, if you want to take it personal, like most people do every time I make a song or anything, they say, who were you talking about? Who were you referencing when you said that? And ain't got to reference nobody. It's there people who know about finance, and then there's people who not. If you want to take it personal or take a stab, feel free and go ahead and do it. But I feel like, hey, man, like I said, come on and prove me wrong. Show us your method. Show us how you get down. Show us how you make all this money. Show us the receipt for the money. What exactly did you buy? What exactly did you sell? When did you do it? How did you know what to buy? How did you know what to sell? Just the basic bullshit. So anyway, we're on here with an open topic. I'm going to be circulating that link from time to time, so you can come up and chop it up. So you got somewhere else to go to say something that's on your mind. Now, of course, the problem around here is, like I told y'all years ago, I said, how long you going to take 30 people and keep beating the hell out of each other to the point where you ain't got nothing else to talk about because all the people is gone? And that's where you at right now. You talking about, it's the same names dropping. I don't even know. These people ain't even on here no more. Where they at? And let's talk about these people. Since I don't never name drop, can we talk about Brother Remix for a second? Let's talk about Brother Remix. Now, Remix right now is probably working his shift or getting off. And the thing is, that seems to be the latest talk around here. The brother had somebody, I guess they dug up some information on him or whatever and decided to put it out or whatever. Well, let me break it down for you. Now, back in the day, 2021, 22? Oh, Brother Remix had a panel. Oh, he had the usual group up there, old heads and youngins, all alike, up there every day, just cheering them on while he was dropping it, and he was roasting people, me included. I was RoboCop and T.M.K, and some of us that was catching a hell of flurry of bullets when he was doing his show, and he was the greatest guy then. Now, wasn't he? And then at some point in time, some of his information came out. He got doxxed. And people still rock with him a little bit. But, as time went on, and like in most families, people have fallen outs. And when they had fallen outs, they went their separate ways. And then some people came back to his platform. And then some people left again. And then some people came back. Now, here we are now. The brother's back in the news, on the scene. We are back into dragging him again. But no, I just want to know, when y'all was over there, it was all good. The first time he got doxxed, he still had a strong following, even with these criminal charges from back in the 90s or whenever the hell he did. People were still rocking with him. So now we back dragging him again. Now, why is that? Because what'd he do? He went off on y'all. He told y'all how he felt. You caught the hail of the bullets from his AK. So now we back on again. D-Darrell popped. Then D-Darrell say, that's why I'm out the sector, the same shit every day. And speaking of that, D-Darrell's name is still ringing out. It's still ringing out. Why? He ain't even here. Ain't making content. And do you know why? I imagine the brother probably could tell you himself. But I mean, after a while, you just get tired. You get tired of the same bullshit over and over. Well, not necessarily. Some people don't get tired. That's how y'all can put 30, 40, 50 people in the chat that will sit there and watch the same show over and over and over again. The same panel, the same people, the same insults. Man, you got to feel like a motherfucking fool setting up, doing that every day, day in and day out. So what do? Am I bitching or complaining or hating like those who hate on everybody else? No. I came here to give you an alternative voice something else to hear, a different perspective. So, like I said, let's look around. Now, it's funny. That's matter of fact, let's go back in time. We ain't got to drop all the names. But as time went on, we discovered that certain people have a dark and sordid past. But see, it's funny though. Why is it that when this person has a dark and sordid past, they're the scourge and scum of the earth? But this person over here with just as many, if not more, criminal charges, oh, but he or she is cool. How does that work? Well, what it comes down to is we just basically use people for our purpose. So while I'm up on your platform nut hugging every day, you're the greatest guy ever. But the minute that you disagree with me or we have a falling out, oh my God, you are the lowest of the low, the worst of the worst. And that's what it comes down to, people. So see, the thing is, what is this dynamic that goes on with people just wanting to point at people's past in the first place? It comes from the ego. We all feel as though we're on our high horses and such, and that we are better than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so, but you know what though? I can't even say that, because if we thought we were better than everybody else, why are we cohabitating with these people? Why are we nut hugging with these people on a daily until we fall out? And then all of a sudden, they're the worst of the worst. They're in thumbnails, they're in titles, and such and such, and so and so. But check it out. We all got stuff that we did in our past. Welcome, Make a Change. We all got stuff that we did in our past. But see, the thing is, I have to ask to the perpetrators, and I've asked this before, if you are so gifted, so educated, so professional, so at the top of your game, so better than, so pure, so all these things, why are you folks here wallowing in the muck and the sewage with these lowlifes? Why? Now, y'all know I'm being sarcastic with part of that, because I don't truly think anybody here is a low life. Now, at times I've called you dirt bags, just because maybe just what it fit at the time. But truth of the matter is, doesn't matter what your position is in this place. We are all here every day. So if you standing in the middle of this bullshit, you damn sure can't point a finger and think you're better than somebody else for some reason. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, if those people got past and sorted past, then why are they always talking about others? Well, with all of your degrees and your training and your professionalism, you should be able to answer that question. Because here on the microphone, we can have our alter egos. We can be perfect again. We can be bigger than life, right? So we've all had sorted past. Now, I told y'all the wisdom on that is simply this. We all ain't come up in the same household. Some of us had both parents. Some of us had single parents. I can't look at a man and judge him because of that. Now, Brother Remix, on the other hand, I sat and watched him on more than one occasion preach a whole sermon about redemption, where he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said, what of a man in his past? Can he not be reformed? Y'all act like somebody can't mature, grow up, do better. Because I serve time, am I to carry this for the rest of my life? I tend to agree with him. Nah, you don't have to carry it for the rest of your life. And maybe on the flip side of things, maybe you shouldn't be as judgmental, because people are going to throw your past up in your face. But see, truth of the matter is, if we all were docs, if we all could pull all of our criminal records out, all of our psychological records out, I guarantee you'd be able to answer my question from 5 minutes ago, which is, if you're so better than everybody, why you're here? You're here because you like being in the shit, because a big part of your life is shit, and that's why you're here. We say we're here for entertainment. I will tell you, well, why am I here? I'm here because mostly I'm bored. Mostly I do enjoy the different personalities here. That's why you hear me complaining when people leave this place, when they ain't in this sector no more. I personally miss, even when they were against me, I don't care. I miss the ladies. I miss the T.M.K morning shows. I miss the Carrie afternoon shows. I miss her running back to her channel and rebutting people. I miss, who else we got? The Stargate late night shows. All of the women in their shows, they had substance. It was something to tune into. Now, what are we reduced to? a couple of clowns with the same narratives, the same show every goddamn day. Except for my nephew Slander here. Slander does what you call like he's more like ABC Nightline, but in the daytime. You know, he'll come on to give you his opinion of all of the latest narratives, and then sometimes he brings people up on a panel, and then he moves on. He's not on every day with the same damn show trying to milk it dry. I'm going to assume that's probably because he mostly works in the daytime. And then on Fridays, he pulls his 1992 Caprice Classic on 24s behind the Burger King, and then he tips into their Wi-Fi, and then he gives y'all a good, decent show. You understand? And then he gets his Cash App, his coins, and then he gets the hell on with life. You know what I mean? So I decided, because people kept telling me years ago, shut the hell up, be the change in the sector. So here we are. I'm trying to be the change. You know, I can't take it no more. I don't want to hear that no more. I want to hear the same show with all this we and us and them over there, and they did this, and them over there, and then what else do you do? What other content do y'all make? Y'all call this bullshit content. It's not. You think because you get on the mic and you just start yakking like I'm doing now, that shit is content? What? Oh, it's content, I guess, by the simplest version of the word. You're creating something. I'm a content creator. What? Other people's content, other people's stories, other people's narratives, other people's beefs. Where's the creativity? There ain't none. Not one single independent thought. Just a whole bunch of bullshit ass interview questions trying to spark beef. And you know what, though? I don't blame these so-called content creators. I blame the dumbasses that sit up there and be getting grilled with the questions, and they trying to pitch you one against the other, just pulling the strings. So now I have to ask you the question, the people with the intelligence. Why are you sitting up there going through that? Why you got to come here? Oh, they said this about my car. Oh, they said this about my house. Oh, they said I ain't got no money. Oh, I got to come on here, and then I got to take it to the head. I got to take it offline. I got to really just rake you across the coals. But here's my question. Where was all the energy when these people had their platforms open to you all? Where was all the energy when you was up there laughing? They was roasting everybody else. You know why? Because it was entertainment. It was funny. I said I wanted to put the word roast back in roast and make it humorous. Therefore, my content circulates around songs that are humorous, and they take people's narratives, over-exaggerate them, and make it funny. And that's what I do. It ain't here for malicious intent. That's why I said, don't use none of my stuff because you're trying to poke at somebody. That's not what it's here for. You know what I mean? So I said, man, I wasn't even going to go on here tonight. But I said, you know what? If I get a few minutes, I cut my workout short. If I can get a few minutes to come up here and just give you some kind of alternative to listen to, then I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that because why? I got something to say. And guess what? I don't have to put up nobody else's live, nobody else's content. Matter of fact, yo, we about 20 strong in this particular section of YouTube. Are we really reviewing each other's live that are less than 24 hours old? Is it really that bad that we got to sit here and play each other's shit? And the shit that you playing ain't even original that you reviewing. It's somebody else's shit, regurgitated. It's like just throwing up on the plate and just eating that shit back down again. Or basically, you're dehydrated and urinating and drinking your own piss. That's what it reminds me of. Just recycled bullshit. Now, you rarely hear me speak like this or talk like this. But yeah, I'm saying, all the relentless attacks, I want everybody to get back on the mic, man, start making shows again. And, you know, come on here so we can get some different perspectives. I'm tired of the dumb shit. Hey, welcome, Lise, a.k.a. the Doe-Eyed One. Welcome, lady. I just need more variety. Now, I'm going to try to do my part. I'm going to try to, you know, bring some different content. I'm going to try to do some, you know, little testimonials and things, maybe a review here, there. I got a lot to say, so I don't really need to review people's shit. Or maybe, I mean, honestly, though, we don't really want to tune into that which is educational. I understand y'all like the jokey joke and the laughy laugh. That's why I said sometimes I just want to tune it down and come on here and just drop stuff like this. Just hit the mic and let it rip, you know? So I just wanted to say that. Yeah, definitely. Now, some of us have decided to venture over into the beef sector, clout chasing, you know, and try to assimilate over there. Some of y'all got y'all a foot in y'all ass and kicked the hell back up out of there. And that's why you over here, still representing the beef sector. Man, they are their own entity. They're doing their own thing. You know what, though? I do admire something about them. They will have these little offlines planned. Now, mind you, sometimes it's a bit of a struggle because they got to do a fundraiser here and there and gotta, get out there and shake the cup and sing on the corner, but they try. Do y'all think it's possible or capable to have this section of Black too, but y'all can meet offline and be civil? Then again, didn't a few of y'all try that, D. Darrell? Nah, it ain't work because y'all break man code when you do that. When we come out, we together, man. Ain't no cameras, ain't no gossiping. Don't get online talking about what happened. Men don't do that, So that didn't work out too well. A couple of you have challenged each other to boxing matches. I would love to see that. But anyway, nah, I wouldn't love to see that. But so anyway, man, let's drop the link too while I'm rambling on. But I'm just saying, I just miss how things used to be. I know I preach that, the law of impermanence, everything, it has to change. Nothing stays the same, nothing persists and all that. But at the same time, I can give you a variety of whatever I can put down, because Lord, I just couldn't take it no more. I try to tune into that show. I can't take it. I can't take it with the family members on the panel with this reinforcing the lies. I can't take it. All this, I got money. Oh my God, I got cars. I got wealth. I got so much. Y'all think I'm broke. Y'all think I'm broke. Nah, we don't think you broke. If you on this goddamn thing every day, all day, up half the night, you ain't working. Then, teacher, shit. Tell us the secret. How the hell can I stay on here all night and all damn day and make money? Show me how to do. Yo, I swear to God, please, man. I will pay you handsomely. If you could teach me how to do that. And I guess a part of me is hating. Like, damn, what would life be like if I could just read books, meditate all day, create songs, make videos, learn new skills and crafts, spend time with my grandkids, walks in the park, hiking, meeting new people, volunteering a couple days a week down at the hospital on the cancer ward. Oh man, the things I could do. But I don't got that goddamn luxury. I got to get up every day and go in that place. Lord, I can't wait to be retired. So can y'all please show us how y'all do it? Damn, tell us your secret. Stop playing. Tell us your secret, man. Share. I just want to know. But hey, anyway, I digress. And I'm back. So, we're going to start doing this on the regular. We're going to come on here. And I'm sorry, y'all. It won't be a whole bunch of names every night. Because if we drop the names and we got to talk about the people, then it's the same stuff you already heard about the people over and over. Everybody here done some criminal shit. I done criminal shit. I ain't perfect. My family ain't perfect. I ain't going to say put all their business out, but I'm just saying I done had to cut a couple of checks for some bails. Kids do shit. They get into shit. It happens. You know what I mean? Ain't no secret. Your daughter hook up with the wrong dude. Next thing you know, she driving from Arizona with 20 bricks in a goddamn expedition in the stash spot, and the feds done scooped her. What you gonna do? Well, go bail her out. Right? That's what you're gonna do. Anyway, she learned her lesson, and it's all good now. So again, y'all, matter of fact, speaking of parenthood, I'm gonna say this. I say this every other live. The sins of the father, they say the sins of the father fall upon the children, whatever that bullshit is they say. Yo, check this out. Man, what your kids do is what your kids do. Now, that ain't got nothing to do. It ain't got nothing to do with you directly. Like I said, you could be the perfect dad or the perfect mom. Your kids is gonna go out here and F up. Right? They own that. They 21. If you did the best you could do, even if you made mistakes, y'all do realize it's a part of life, right? What was you, 22 years old when you had your first kid? You ain't know shit about being a parent. So you made mistakes. And the mistakes went on to your children. All right, so what? You know what I mean? The best thing you can do now is try to be an example in your life and be an example for them kids. That's the best thing you can do to take care of that. But I can't put that on you. I can't say, well, they did this, it's your fault. Now, I understand sometimes y'all come on here and y'all will say that, you're a failure because, your kid did something. And I did say it could be your fault. It could be the fact that you wasn't there. Or it could be the fact that you was there and you was just half-assed dad or mom. I don't know. But anyway, I dropped that link, man. If y'all got anything on y'all mind, we could talk about whatever. Stephanie, welcome. Stephanie, welcome. That's Stephanie. She be jumping up on them panels, but she usually You know, she tried to speak to be logical, and then she gets shut down because it's a goddamn minstrel show. Everybody think it's a minstrel show, you know, but whatever. Or they want to play the race card and oh, you a different color, you in black people business. Yeah, we used to, speaking of black people business, we used to have a guy over here named Muslim. They used to pull that on him every 3 or 4 months. You in black people business. But I bet you one goddamn thing, I bet you all them hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars and gifts and prizes Muslim gave out, I bet they ain't return that shit. I bet they ain't give it back. And now he gone. But see, that's what happened, y'all. You shoot yourself in your own foot. You're your own worst enemy. A shark eats his own guts. You will have somebody that's lacing the sector up just because they from another culture. You want to make them a target. Well, guess what? All the money is green. It's spent the same. And I don't know where Muslim is, but shit, I wish he was back here. Matter of fact, he had never gave me one. One day I said, damn, Muslim, I'm the only one you ain't bribed around here. And he sent me like 2 cash apps back to back. Hey, I enjoyed it. He wasn't trying to control me, because that's what y'all like to say. He trying to control me. He kind of control me. But can we talk about that, though? You will sit here and say that somebody's giving you cash apps and they trying to control you because they made a suggestion. But on the other side, oh, y'all will turn your mic on every day and accept them cash apps all day. But the minute that same your financier speaks out or share an opinion with you about something you said or disagree, you want to say you're being controlled. Well, you got a choice. You can turn your cash app off or do unlike what I'm doing now, circulating mine. You can just turn it off. You ain't got to take the money. Then you get to speak as freely as you want to and be as independent as you want to on the microphone. Do your own thing. But can we keep it a buck? Y'all ain't here for free. And I respect that. You ain't coming on this thing every day because you, out of kindness of your heart, you want to entertain us folks because, you know, the pandemic and we got issues and we just need to, you know, be entertained. Because Lord knows, like I said, it's over how many? 472,693 and a half YouTube channels. So why am I coming to yours, right? You're here because you want to make money. And that's what we should be focused on. How to get together, how to network, how to create shows where we can all get paid. I told y'all before, I said, man, it would be easy. All we got to do is you get, I don't know, what is it, 20 of y'all, 25 of y'all, shit, 20 good content creators. Y'all have your little meeting. Because Lord knows, y'all love to have meetings about dumb shit about who you going to ban from the sector. How can you ban somebody from YouTube? I can create any name and come back and sit in your chat and a goddamn thing you can do about it. But y'all can organize for the dumb shit, but you can't organize to say, yo, let's all 20 get together. Okay, y'all, we're going to divide this week up into 20 time slots. Oh, you the night owl. We can get where my night owl's at. Y'all going to hold it down on the AM hours. You know, I need you to ride from 11 to 2, you to ride from 2 to 5. And then we got our morning people going to take it from 5 to 8. You know, and you could do this and y'all could come up with some good shows, sit down, really put some thought into it, come up with some topics. And then you just let the people know, y'all, we about to create a sector broadcast network. When you come in the chat, hey, hit that cup of coffee, hit the content creator, get them a tip, give them $2. You know, if you come in the chat, just drop the $2. It ain't nothing. You know, we don't need you to high cap and show out where you gotta wait for me to get monetized so you can put the super chat on the screen when your goofy ass, you know, damn well YouTube is getting 40%, but you want to show out with the big message and shit. Nah, man, send that, take that money, don't spread it around. Give it directly to the content creator because you can imagine. So like I said, we come on here, we all doing shows. Everybody will have a different show, what they doing. If you come in to chill for a little while, you figure 20 people show up, man, they give you $2 each. You made $40 for your little show. And if you do got multiple shows 3 times, 4 times a week, you can make a couple $100, guaranteed every time. You know, but you know, in order to do that, it's got to be organized and you got to have a different show, which requires different thoughts, different ideas, and different everything else, right? Can't come on here with the same regurgitated old ass narratives from 5 years ago, running the people out of the sector and talking about them every day. God damn it, they not even here. You know, this could work. But see, it takes some intelligence and it takes some planning and some doing, but we can make it happen. But yeah, man, I just came on. I don't care. And I don't care if somebody else lied. What they got to do with me? I ain't even at my normal 12, but you know, my 12 people that rock with me, you know what I'm saying? But I came on anyway because I just wanted to say something different. And the people that are here tend to agree. And I'm good with that, you know? So off the top of the dome, I can rock a whole show with no panel. You know, and there's a few content creators around here that can do that. Whole show, hour and a half, 2 hours, show moving, no panel. You ain't gotta hear the same. Welcome, Slater Show. I heard Slater ringing out. I heard ringing out over there. You know, as matter of fact, I'm glad he is here. You know what I'm saying? I talked about Corey a couple times, but in a positive way. That's what I'm talking about. I find him to be inspirational. Man got a damn barbershop in the back, license on the wall. Oh, actual certifications. He know what he doing, right? Then he on the side of the house building food trucks. Then he in the front yard pulling the damn engine out of a Firebird. He on all four sides of his house making money. You know what I mean? So now, so if I say, well, damn, I wonder what Corey does all day, I ain't gotta wonder, because I see what he do all day. You know, and he got a wife and he got kids, taking care of business. You know what I mean? Doing manly shit, out working with his hands. You know what I mean? We need more of that. We need more entrepreneurs on here, not more of these entrepreneurs on here. You know, all of y'all that got them imaginary ass jobs, them imaginary careers, them imaginary high-end sports cars, them imaginary coins in the bank and Bitcoin and everything else, but really people that's really doing it. So I think it's a good thing when I see a father on here taking care of his business. You know what I'm saying? Of course, y'all always want to y'all always want to make it a racial component, because I heard that ringing out too. Oh, but, you know, y'all want to talk about his wife. Y'all want to talk about his kids, y'all, you know, or what have you. You know what I mean? Irrelevant. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. I said this and I said it before and I'm going to say it again. You have not been tested. You have not been tried. You have not been proven in this lifetime as a man until you stood at the head of a household with a woman, wife, and kids that are dependent on you, and you getting up every day making it happen. Now, I know some brothers, you might not have kids. I understand. It's an exception to everything. Please miss me with I know 3 dudes that they are accountants and they don't have children that you're trying to say. No, I'm just telling you. I'm just giving you my perspective, my definition. You know, what I think a man is and what a man do. You know, you don't get the option of saying, nah, I don't feel like it today. You can't sleep on the couch, watch a woman go out the front door and you sitting there, you know, whatever the hell you doing, eating up the kids' Fruity Pebbles and shit, and smoking a blunt and shit, and she going out the front door to her CNA job, and you waiting for her check to come. Nah, that's some bullshit. So I give maximum respect to any brother that's holding his family together. And you can nitpick and say, you know, find little flaws in their family. But shit, I mean, everybody got flaws. We all do. Like I said, you 20-something years old having kids, you don't know shit. You going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. But like I said, that family unit, yo, you can't take that away. Speakeasy said, super chats are the dumbest thing you could do. We give you 40%. YouTube is pimping people. Like I said, you know, but see, they do that because they trying to high cap. They over there, here go $50 and great show. Great. Yo, send them that shit. Send it in silence. You know, y'all remind me of people that go out there and feed homeless people and be putting that shit on camera. That's what that look like. You know what I mean? And you know, your ass ain't even got gas money for the week, but you super chatting. You the same one that be borrowing, bumming, and begging, but you got all this money for everybody else. Now, see, you ain't gonna send me a cash app because I might not mention it. But you know what, though? If you want to shout it out, just say, hey, bro, I dropped you a little. Matter of fact, type it in the chat. Matter of fact, it would be better. This is what y'all do next time. Next time you want to show off and send your favorite person $50, send them the 50 and put in the chat. Matter of fact, hey, I just cash apped you $50. Check your phone. And then they'll check it. And then maybe they'll say, yo, I got that. That would be the equivalent. So your ass gets to show off with what you sent them. And then you could feel like you did something. But do me a favor, you better put the gas in that Hyundai and stop trying to impress people around here, because you ain't got it like that. But anyway, it's all good. Keeper 116, welcome. That's right. Yellow Bone from the west side, Chi-Town. I'm about to get I got to get my Chicago dictionary out? I don't got it on me. Y'all lucky, because I got my Chicago dictionary. But that's only if y'all on the panel. I got to pull it out. But anyway, yeah, sure enough. So I'm going to get my dictionary just in case, because the more y'all Chicago people come up, I got to switch the vernacular. And so that way we can communicate. So is this a rant? Nah, it's not a rant. I just got tired of the bullshit, man. I was sitting there, I said, damn, we got one channel on. This ain't even the 70s. At least in the 70s, we had 3 goddamn channels we could watch. You know, hell, in this second, you got one channel just on. It's just on. And that's it. You know what I mean? So to me, I feel like let's come on and let's do a little talking and getting some things in. So here we are, y'all. So what else is there? Again, shout out to all the fathers holding it down. You can tell who they are because we don't have a lot of time to be on here. You know, we don't have a lot of time during the day. But the thing is, I do say to the content creators that are at home and on here, and by the way, that's not a dig to you if you ain't working. It's all good. We're in a tight economy right now. Matter of fact, job numbers are down. We losing jobs. But we ain't gonna talk about that because Lord knows I get tired of seeing that man on TV every day. Good God, just give me a president that's presidenting, so I ain't gotta see his ass every day. That would be great. You know what I mean? Make me miss you. Make me say, damn, where is he? You know what I mean? So, yeah, bro, get the job done. Everything's tore up right now. That's a lot you can talk about. Anybody want to do some shows? Shit, you could talk politics every day, and you got something going on. Hey, man, I was checking out Hood Conservatives stand up. Pretty good, man. Shoot, like that. He's coming along, getting more comfortable in that, man. That stuff ain't easy, y'all, standing in front of a crowd. I tried to dig up some old VHS tapes of me and some flower pattern shirts in the 90s singing with an R&B group. So y'all get a kick out of that. If I could find my old Apollo tape, which I don't have, from Amateur Night, I would damn sure post that. I mean, I would pay cash money for that. So if any of y'all New Yorkers know anybody work at the Apollo Theater that has access to the archives, please let me know. I would like to see that. Almost got booed, almost got booed. We came out there, and I told my boy Sean, I was like, yo, we can't wear this. We look goofy. He dressed us like him. We was looking goofy, right? And I said, yo, tell him we from Brooklyn because we're going to get booed because we already looking like Bama sitting up here with these damn sweater vests on looking crazy. And then I came out there, and they was like, the people started to boo. And then they said, what y'all fellas going to do? And I got on the mic, and I said, we going to sing a little something. Boy, the bass rumbled the walls. And then, Miss Eva, that old lady sitting in the front, she was like, go on, baby. Y'all go on and sing. And then the dudes was trying to boo us. And the women was standing up, turning around, let them sing. Shut up, shut up. Yo, it was cool, though. But I couldn't go down in history. But that was Amateur Night. It wasn't Showtime. That's why it's not on the regular thing. But anyway, that was a long time ago. That's before I found the Lord, when I was in my little R&B thing. But yeah, man. So I'm gonna try to come on here on the regular and do the damn thing. So again, y'all, link drop, open topic, say anything you want. You can cuss if you feel like it. You can let off some steam. You can talk about whatever. See, most of the people are on the other side right now. But you know what? These lives do have replay value. Now, at first I thought, I ain't really want to go live because I ain't want to ruin the continuity of the channel. But this channel is not monetized, nor will it ever be. It has, first of all, it's shadow banned. It has too much copywritten material on it. So it ain't never going to be. I was thinking of doing something with the Dr. Bombay channel. Maybe, I don't know. Nothing comes to mind because every time I think of doing something, if it ain't in my soul, then that makes it a gimmick. And I don't believe in gimmicks because that's a hustle, and I don't need to hustle. You know what I mean? That's why we work for a living, so we ain't got to hustle. But it is good if you can do something to make a couple of dollars. T.M.K, you can contact or even call the Apollo. I just looked it up and saw a call us number. Wow. Oh, yo, you got to email me that. Then I got to sit here. I got to call my peoples and try to remember the dates. I know it was mid-90s. But they should have it because there was a one girl, we all went up on the bus, and there was this one girl from Baltimore that kept winning, little skinny girl, but her voice was powerful. I'm going to start looking up random shows and see if I can find it. And if I can find the show that she's on, then I can go back, I can trace it back to when she first appeared on Showtime. Whenever that is, it would be the show before that. And if I could just, get a hold of that. I wish I could find somebody that was on the bus that just had a video camera. You know what I mean? But again, that was an experience, man. I'm going to tell you something. I did learn this. Whoever the engineer was at that time, that was one of the best sound men in the business. I'm going to tell you something. When you come out, they have you rehearse before you get on stage, and then he gets all of your settings for what you sound like, dude, that joint sounded like a record. It sounded like a live record. The way he I don't know what, man, skills. I've never did sound on that level in the auditorium. I've done nightclubs, but I never did nothing like that. Man, it was incredible. But hey, been there, done that. Cool. Hopefully, yeah, maybe matter of fact, I can just ask him for all amateur night shows. That would be nice. You know, might even be worth a trip up there one day. Lord knows I used to go enough. But yeah, what is happening though? Other than this the sector falling the hell off. Um and I don't see QT1 over here. QT, I actually started this mic up because you said you was tired. You ain't want to hear that same bull. QT's out here that same bullshit. I'm out. As she rolled out. Now the dude to play this broadcast back tomorrow, folk Crouton to play this broadcast back and then say he didn't hear it and then go on a rant for about 30 minutes talking about it. Yolanda, I know you see that link. I'm up here now. Stop acting like you cooking and stuff and got to take care to get the kids' school clothes together and you can't never be on the live with me. And I came on StreamYard so we wouldn't have no audio problems. So I know you be having a lot to say. Yeah, Yolanda Yolanda Martinez used to be in the background. Man, speaking of content creator, you know what though? Some of the people that do uploads, man. Uploads, you can't do an upload like off the whim. You can go on the live, you can just ramble for an hour and a half on the live and throw in some sound effects and some visuals, some graphics, and you can pretty much, hold it down. But an upload, you got to plan it, you got to edit it, you got to put work in. That's why I said I was going to switch to doing more lives than doing music, because music is great, but it's so much easier just to turn the mic on, and it takes less time. If I spend 90 minutes doing this, that's less time than it takes to produce a whole track, which I do think some people find funny. But see, that's the point though. Even doing that, you run out of content because, how many narratives are there? And who says we always got to have narratives? Why does it have to always be a narrative? Why can't people just, come up and, confab with each other, just get up there and just kind of like talk back and forth, or we can make it a subject or a topic like we used to do. This was the Umar sector at one point. Remember, Darrell, we used to have whole panels, nothing but Umar. And then you had the people on the other side of the spectrum, across the wall, and they would have their little things, and they was against the brother. And then we would, sometimes meet up in the middle. They would come over to the panel or whatever, and then we'd go get a little back and forth going. They would always say, "When the school gonna open? When the school gonna open?" That was always their go-to, and it was cool. You know what I mean? But then again, we ain't got to stay in the past. We just need to keep that momentum going, y'all. We need to keep on, encouraging people to come on the mic and let them talk and say what they got to say. It ain't got to, no, you want to talk about it though. We don't, all this behind the scenes shit and plotting and scheming and trying to like take people's lives apart. That's some bullshit. Y'all can get the hell out of here with all of that. You know what I mean? Because really though, at the end of the day, I just hate to say it. So you mean to tell me I can say something to you on this microphone that'll hurt your feelings to the point where you feel like you gotta come see me, or you gotta, call my loved ones? Really, is it that serious? You that fragile? Hey, look, I feel like this. If they say it, if it's truthful, then that's cool. Just clap back and keep it moving. If I say something intellectual that you disagree with, then you should be able to debate me out of it if I want to debate with you. But like I said, let's be for real. Some of us is just here for the death and destruction. Whatever reason. I asked the question in the beginning. I said, why are you here? I want everybody to go to their community wall tonight, and I want everybody to answer that question. What are you here for? Stop acting like I'm over here. I'm just being nice. I'm tiptoeing through the tulips, and I'm just over here minding my business and being part of the banter and the commentary. Oh, but these people keep attacking me, and they keep saying things to me, and so now I just got to go completely nutso and ballistic. No, you don't. No, you don't. Remember those 432 million YouTube channels I mentioned? You can just leave. Matter of fact, we have she says she liked tulips. Remember, we have a couple of people that have left and gone on to other sectors. What did y'all do? Follow them to the other sectors or keep referencing their name about them being in other sectors? You know what I'm saying? He said Bombay acting like he wasn't a member of the Good Dogs. I don't know what that is, but if it's anything like that other good group, nah, man, I remember. Y'all remember my membership application got revoked. They was having a meeting. The GGs was having a meeting, and folk was all sitting talking about, what do you think, man? I don't know. Is he a good guy, this person? And they said, what about Bombay? And then it just went, it was like radio silence. I was never in the group, man. I had all the songs, all the material. I was going at the enemies and all that, trying to be entertaining, not realizing I was opening up a whole can of whoop ass and worms and shit that I was gonna be infamous for all time for doing that, because I know people was seriously taking this shit serious. I thought it was like a rap battle. You know how when Kool Moe Dee destroyed Starsky's soul, Busy Bee Starsky's soul with the first battle rap ever, and then everybody's like, well, I didn't think it was that serious. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was. It's funny because when I used to do raps, the youngest range used to talk about I was Kool Moe Dee. And I said, you know what? Let me tell you something. I will gladly accept that honor to be the first battle rapper ever. Yeah, I'll take that. Matter of fact, look up, you youngins, look up Kool Moe Dee versus Busy Bee Starsky. Yo, when you hear that rap is like 20 minutes long. Yo, he destroyed his ass. Yo, that shit was classic. Boy, back in the day, that tape was circulating all over New York. You know what I mean? Now, all that shit, how you like me now and all that, I ain't really, I'm talking about Kool Moe Dee when he's with the Treacherous Three, rapping over Heartbeat, that era of hip hop, which I understand a lot of youngins don't know anything about that. They figure you got a deep voice, you got to sound like this person. Matter of fact, when I used to do music on here, everybody's always talking about, that sounds like this, that sounds like that. He sound like Nate Dogg. He sound like Nate Nuts. You know what I mean? Stop just listening to the damn songs. I try to see what it's like and trying to dissect it. Who is it about? Who he talking about? Welcome, Remix Revenge. Oh, Remix the Outlaw, y'all. They said Remix got new charges. We was talking about that earlier. You missed it. No, they not new charges. They new old charges. But, we got to bring it up because, we mad at Remix again. Oh, shit. He done cussed our asses out. He done kicked us out of his house. So now we got to drag him again. We got to bring up all the bullshit. Talk about what he did in the 9th grade. Well, whatever he did, it's lucky he wasn't smacking the shit out of you. I call it a blessing. Stay your ass out of Memphis. Definitely stay out of Chattanooga. Because you come through there with some bullshit, you're going to get dealt with. I got family over there. I looked at my cousin. I said, Chattanooga, what the hell you doing over there? I didn't even ask. I just went on ahead and kept scrolling up the screen. Because I ain't want her to say she knew people that knew yo, and then she going to be like, oh, I know him. And then it's going to be on. Lord help us if we was related. God damn. Shit, that'd just be another place for me to go to eat. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what people say, man, I'm taking it serious. That's what we do around here. We damn, I almost spoke to myself in third person. I told y'all slap the shit out of me if I ever did that. But that's what we do around here. We will take oh shit, I got 11. I might get to my 12 tonight. No, Ocean 11. I do got my 11. Hey, just click the 12. There we go. So what we do, they say, man, you taking it too serious, man. We roast around. That's what we do. We roast. I say, yo, let me tell y'all something. I'm going to keep saying what I'm saying. I know what roasting is, and I know what trolling is, and I know what it's not. And this bullshit y'all doing ain't got nothing to do with that. Nah, don't try to rewrite the sector history and act like this is what BlackTube does. Nah, this ain't what we do. BlackTube ain't, oh, you cool with me now, but then all of a sudden you ain't cool with me no more. I'm the worst criminal on the East Coast now. Cause we ain't cool no more, but you ain't say that shit 6 months ago when you was nut hugging. Nah, that ain't what we do. We roast. Basically, this is how it work, y'all. You come on here, you talk some trash, right? You make a mistake and say something wrong out of pocket and we catch it. And then you get blazed because when you do that. That's how it used to work. Like when Crouton was over there in the church sector trying to identify with the host who is in the life, and he was trying to identify with him, and he was and he wanted to let his inner gay child out, and he said, I like women with mustaches and muscles, and I like masculine women. Dude, bruh. See, so when he said that, we gonna drag your ass now. You want a woman with a mustache? We gonna drag you, you know. So that's what it was about. You say something goofy, and then we take what you said and we turn, you know, we spin the narrative on it and we add to it. You know what I mean? But dude, that go to show y'all uncomfortable. You can be around, y'all can't be around people on the other side. Man, I'm tell you something. When I was a DJ, I DJ'd at any club. Sometimes it was the gay clubs. Let me tell you something. The gay club, I got my money on time. I got the bonus on top of it. I got help to pack the equipment up. Man, you straight people, shit, y'all want to negotiate? Talking about, man, I'm saying, though, yo, I requested a song 3 hours ago and you ain't play it. Yo, can't you knock off $25? You know, that type bullshit. Man, know who you are. You ain't got to get around the crew and act like you down with the team just because you up on the panel. Dude looking at you like, yo, what the hell are you talking about? You know, it's all good though. But if you kind of buy, you can come on out. It's all good. It's all good. Just come on out the closet, man. It's all good. It's all love. You know, we got everybody around here from different aspects and different walks of life. You know, it's a rainbow coalition over here. We accept everybody. You know what I mean? So if you want, you know, if you're attracted to muscular ass women with mustaches, hey, who am I to tell you? I grew up with a bunch of tomboys who eventually turned out to be quite damn lovely in life. But that's another story for another day. But anyway, let me check some of the comments because I'm up here I'm just up here acting a damn fool. Remix, I know you don't like me, but honestly, I don't care about what lady is saying. And I never cared about that stuff. We got a love connection. You might not believe me, but that shows how I feel about it, Remix. I don't care about your past, Remix. I think you're a wonderful man, and I think that I just can look past all that and see the man and the guy that you are inside now. And Remix says, to be real, I have no problem with you. And that crazy lady is obsessed at this point. Oh, earwax sandwich eating out. Oh, Shally, Jesse, Raphael on crack swag having ass. Anyway, I like to put the spin on it. I'm starting a narrative. Them two is hooking up behind the scenes. That's the narrative. Josephine said, what's going on over here, Josie? Well, Josie, you know, the same old show was on tonight with the same old bullshit, the same old cast of characters. I decided to come over here and do something to give people something else to do. God damn it, we got to watch that same show over and over again. We got to hear the same lies over and over again. I just noticed something. I'm the king of the chat, but I don't have any wrenches. Oh, man, bro, how you do that? How you do a wrench of progress? You know what, though? There are people that are moderators here, but they're not here. How do you do it? Can you make somebody a moderator? No, it says delete comment, put user in timeout, ban and delete their comment. Damn. StreamYard, cheap as hell. Didn't you used to be able to do this like on the fly? You could just make somebody a moderator. Or you got to go all into the thing. You know I can't multitask, man. I got half a GED and ADHD. I'm going to add some mods, though, later, though. Hey, E-husband. Okay, who is Josie's E-husband? Is that Speakeasy? Okay. Speak, I need 2 emojis. What now? Joe and Speak. Oh, yeah, they're another item. They're another secret lovers. That's what we are. Trying hard to find them in this chat. Oh, Joe, new ones. Bro, don't waste your time going back and forth with that lady. Remix threw everybody out the chat room. Now he public enemy number 1. He is public enemy. Dr. Bombay put a little zest on that. Yeah, no doubt. It's a love connection. Though I was Bombay a fool. Okay, I'm sorry. Peekaboo. I done exposed the scandal. That's what happened, Yolanda, when you don't come up on the panel. You're not safe down there in the chat. Anything could get spun. I'm not paying them no attention. That's what they dying for. Now, I'll be hearing they say Remix went live. I go to look over there. I don't see no live. AMS is a stalker. Okay. All righty. So, man, what else is going on? I done went live 2 days in a row, y'all. I'm starting to think I ain't got a job. Nah, I ain't gonna be on here. I ain't gonna be on here all night. But last night though, that was just some commentary I had to drop down, man. I just get tired. I get tired of the grifters in the community, man, and the grifters, period. You know, and I ain't the one brother we ain't gonna talk about because he done got drugged and beat enough this last month. She said nobody cares about Rat Mix criminal history respectfully. Why he got to be all of that? Don't act like y'all ain't never had mice in your house before, especially you New Yorkers. Shit, them rats so big, you ain't got to catch the train. You can ride that son of a bitch down Atlantic Avenue, all across Brooklyn. Shit, and the rat don't charge you that much. They do give him a couple of them McDonald's double cheeseburgers. You good to go. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's see. What'd he say? T.M.K makes me feel bad. 2 videos back to back. I might have to also. Yeah, man. We seriously though, man. Please release something. I don't care if you just get on there, man, and just mukbang eating a cheesesteak from Mike's, whatever, man. Just do something. We are struggling over here. We are starving. We got to watch the same show every day with the same people every day. And by the way, I don't got nothing against any of those people. I seen those folks over here a couple times. By all means, they can hit the link too. It don't matter to me. At least it'd be something different, you know, for a change. At least we can hear something different instead of everybody just piling on to one person. It just gets, you know, somebody becomes the target and then everybody just piles on. And then it's just like, because there's nothing else, you know. I look at it like this. We all got life experience. Like I could come on here and just make any subject about anything and just yak. I decided tonight just to make an open panel, say, man, this show is about giving you somewhere else to go to hear something different in your life. Nah, you ain't got to go over into the beef sector and try to be like Norm from Cheers where everybody knows your name. Y'all got a nice little setup right here. Having a mice in your garage is no deal in the South sector will make anything. Shit, especially down the South, boy. Shit, them field mice. Boy, this time of year, I already know. I got to get the exterminators on point because the mice are going to be looking for heat. But the thing is, I'm not in that house but once or twice a month. So it's cold inside as it is outside. I think it's the only thing that's saving me, you know, with that. Shit, I bought one of them back home one time. It was crazy. Like when I ain't know, North Carolina, man, I ain't know. Went down there, got back. I like set my bag down and something. I'm like, I think that one happened in the car though, which was weird. And then the field mouse is like, you open the door and the mouse just roll right at the front door. Like, yo, I ain't with being inside. They don't like to be inside. You know what I mean? That was crazy. I ain't seen him since. I wish I'd have known. I would have caught him and took him back down North Carolina. But like, I'm put you back where you came from. I literally would have done that. I would have went and bought a little habit trail. I would have caught him and I'd have put it on there. But then knowing me, my daughter probably wanted to keep it as a pet or some bullshit. But I wouldn't have let her see it because she wasn't allowed to have a dog. So she'd have been like, why can't I keep the field mouse? And I'm like, because that's not a pet. We can get you a hamster. You know what I mean? Rat Mix, my dog caught a rat outside and boarded in my house. I will never be the same. Okay, I think she got a Rat Mix tattoo. I found this Jamaican spot last week and they make the patty fresh. The patty was gone before I got to the car. I've never seen that. You mind doxing yourself and telling us where it is? I think I would be traumatized if it was a rabbit. His breed does that. You know what though? I asked the girl. I was in the beef sector on the panel as long as I could take it. And I asked the lady, I said, do you have any, where did your good Jamaican food where y'all at? Because man, let me tell you something. Yo, I found really good Jamaican food in Atlanta. I was in North Carolina. Boy, I should have known better. It was a Jamaican food truck. Now you should have known. Yo, this dude gave me some mac and cheese off the Jamaican food truck that was out of the Kraft blue box. The rice was also something like Uncle Ben's. Yo, I'm telling you something. If I had a lighter, I would have burned all them Jamaican flags on that truck. I'd have been like, if you don't take your faking ass back where you came from. See, people think they can go down south and fool people. I tasted that shit. I was like, bro, this is not Jamaican food. If you don't stop. I have not been into any of the Chinese joints in my town because I already know it's a bunch of frozen, crappy bullshit. You know what I mean? I know it ain't going to be good. You know what I mean? I was laughing though because my cousin went in there. She went to get some Chinese food. She had ordered it carry out on the app, right? And she went in the store And the lady told her, she said, "Oh, I'm just gonna grab my bag and sit right here." The lady said, "Nah, you ordered it to go. You can't eat in it." Yo, how you gonna tell somebody they gotta get out of an empty restaurant? See, that's that down south Chinese food bullshit. That's why I say I eat it at home when I come home. Now I did find the Chinese food in Myrtle Beach. When I went down there, I found a spot that made it pretty good. I always say, you know what my test meal is? I ordered the egg foo young. I said, if the egg foo young is good, everybody else is probably good. You know what I mean? Up here in this city, we got some Jamaican food. You know what? There's a couple places that are franchises. I avoid them like the plague. They overprice and the food ain't that good. You know how I know? If they close at 9 o'clock and you can go in there and say, "Yo, give me some curry chicken at 8:30," and they got that shit, don't eat it. Because you know how it is. When real Jamaican restaurants make their food, they run out of shit later in the day and they don't try to slam it and cook another batch of it in half the time because they take pride in what they do. You know what I mean? So if everybody always make jokes, so every time you go in Jamaican spot, you know, you say, "Yo, let me get a curry goat, rice and peas. Me no have that. All right, let me get a curry chicken then. Me no have that. Let me get a brown stew with some white. Me no have that. Can I get a beef patty then? Me no have that." And we make jokes because they always say they ain't got shit. Well, you know, if you want the Jamaican food, you got to be there like 1 o'clock in the afternoon when it's fresh out the pot, where it's going to last, because it's going to run out. And when it runs out, they don't rush it. Now, there's a spot up here in Baltimore where these people, real Jamaicans from the island, yo, do you know at Christmas they close down, they go back to the island and they get all the Jamaican spices and stuff right from the island and they bring it all back here? Yo, man, delicious. I just don't feel like going down in the hood to get it all the time. But yo, it's authentic. You know what I mean? So I'm spoiled. So when I go other places, I'm like, where y'all Jamaican food at? You know what I mean? Because I look for everybody's ethnic food when I'm moving around. Jerk chicken is delicious. Yeah, it's funny. My cousins, their dad he used to get the big old cauldron out and he would get a case of the chicken and chop it up and marinate it and stuff and make his jerk season, and he would get the grill going. Then all his buddies would come over and eat up all his food, drink all his liquor and stuff. And I guess that got old, but Lord Jesus, some of the best stuff. The guy next to me, when I had my shop, he was a Jamaican dude. He had a shop, and then they be in there with the big cauldron cooking half the day, fixing cars the other half. You know what I mean? So like I said, some Jamaican spots are like real Jamaican. Respect. He said not real. Oh my God. P got a Jamaican restaurant. P got a Jamaican spot. Oh man. Yeah. That was a food truck, wasn't it? All right. No doubt. Oh man. See, I ain't even got a good joke for that. That's why, you know, I ain't even got a good one liner. Normally I can come up with the one liner. Oxtails on Saturday and Sunday. Man, let me tell you something. I remember you used to be able to get oxtails big as your fist. Man, them things was cheap. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden it caught on, and then all of a sudden the Europeans started cooking oxtails. All of a sudden, man, them prices went through the roof. God, that used to be like the part of the cow don't nobody want, and it was like, you know, the meat was you had to boil it long and all. Then all of a sudden, I hate that, man, when something catch on and then the price go up. You know, down here at Lexington Market, they used to gut the pigs and throw the innards outside in the barrel, and all the black people was out behind the building getting all the chitterlings straight out the barrel. And then them people's like, what? What are they doing back there? Yo, where the guts at? Oh, the Negroes came and got them. Oh man, shit, they rolled them barrels back in there and slapped $1.39 a pound on them, start selling them. Boy, every time y'all make something popular. You know what? I saw a video last night called 30 sandwiches that African Americans used to eat. Bro, please find that video on YouTube. Boy, some of them sandwiches, bruh, I had no idea. I thought as far as I go, was peanut butter and jelly, hog head cheese, brown swagger. But boy, we was eating some battered fried okra sandwiches. It was a couple of them on there that chicken back sandwiches. I mean, it was some on there that was like out of this world. But anyway, oh my God, Miss T. Bree is up in here. Yes, Miss T. Bree is up in here. I'm hoping we get back to Black Lounge Entertainment. And the time is right with T. Bree. You know what? I'm going to dig out the audio of me singing that before I gave it to Cuz to drop it. You hear me singing this, y'all be like, oh my God, please don't do that again. So yeah, we need T Pre to have a show back. We need YM to do more shows. I need a Josephine show on Saturday for my afternoon because my family tunes into Josephine when she's on. Mayonnaise sandwiches. Yo, I'm telling you, they was going deep. They had stuff like corn. It was like corn pudding, fried corn pudding sandwiches. I mean, yo, it was some out of this world. So I can't even remember half of it. Every time, then they had like molasses peanut butter biscuits. And it wasn't even, and then it would be like corn, not corn syrup, but corn sugar, because people couldn't afford the syrup. So it was like corn, sugar, and peanut sandwiches, not peanut butter, peanut. Bruh, we was doing some stuff back in the day, for real. So I ain't even finished listening to the video. I'm gonna put it back on tonight. I'm definitely gonna put that. I want to hear the rest of these sandwiches. You know what I mean? Because everybody, all of us growing up, you know, when we was we had the mayonnaise sandwiches. You know, some people had sugar sandwiches. I ain't never get. My boys say they always ate their cereal with water. I'm just like, God damn. The closest we came was pet milk when the milk ran out, because we used to have an actual milkman in the hood, you know. But then, you know, if you drink all the milk up, you know what I mean? The mom's like, yo, we got the can of pet milk till the man get here. You got a choice, eat it dry or rock the pet milk. So we got that pet milk, which was damn near close to water. So I can't imagine what water and Captain Crunch would have tasted like. So yeah, welcome to TP. We just on here talking about, you know, we trying to do some sector alternatives and have a different kind of show than most people. I dropped that link a couple times. If y'all want to talk about your sandwiches or your childhood, please feel free. So y'all like to leave people up here by themselves. I get it, but I can babble. Any of you that have encountered me offline know that I can I can go for about 2 hours straight through your whole goddamn work shift. You know, I gets it on. Fried bologna. Hey, yo, check it out. Somebody in one of my loved ones, we was picking up some meats and they bought this bologna, man, and the bologna's like 3/4 of an inch thick, man. It's actually made for frying. I didn't even know they had something like that, and I didn't get to fry it. I made a sandwich out of it raw. I was chewing for like 2 hours. That shit was crazy. Oh yeah, fried bologna, man. Some of the stuff we make is absolutely delicious, and some of the stuff we invented, like mixing Kool-Aid flavors together, mixing grape and lemonade, mixing, you know, cherry and lime. I mean, we was doing things, and then you would see Kool-Aid coming out with the flavors later. We've been innovators from the beginning of time, the most duplicated and copied people on the planet, you know. Sure enough. Oh, hour and 7 minutes. Damn. I guess I must have really been fired up. Yeah, but again, I just feel like, you know, I ain't want y'all to have to struggle through that, man. I ain't want y'all to have to just turn on your little sector and you ain't got nothing to listen to but that bullshit, you know. And here we are with the whole, I don't know what's going on in the sector. I don't listen to that bullshit. I don't listen to that. I don't listen to that over there. I don't listen to that either. I don't listen to that show. I don't listen to this one over here. Nope. I heard about it, but hey bro, at least be original. Just tell people your recon team sent you a clip. Lie like everybody else do with these goddamn recon. My recon team sent me a clip, and that's how I've been made abreast of what you said about me. Stop lying, talking about you don't listen. Man, you listen to this shit when you ain't on, you listen to it all day. You know what I mean? You listen to everybody. Just be honest with you. Y'all, everybody tunes in. I myself, I try to listen in the beef sector. I don't know the people, so it's hard. I don't know. Not really interested a lot in just hearing about other people and their bullshit, you know. However, there's a couple of content creators that I do like. Jay Dunn, especially, because I like her stuff because hers is very entertaining. She's very witty, and I find her to be quite humorous. You know, I love it when she reports on what the beef sector does. After that Vegas trip, she was doing some reviews about that, man. And she said, how y'all go out there, y'all broke? How y'all trying to turn up and y'all ain't got no money? Boy, I was on the floor. She said, scratching and surviving. Boy, I was on the floor. You know what I mean? Anybody that's down with good times is definitely down with me. You know what I mean? So, okay, back to y'all comments. Liverwurst sandwiches. Is liverwurst brown swagger? I don't know. Joe Yuck speak. Okay. Y'all see, Joe, my mom used to have those when we would go on road trips to Florida. Liverwurst? Oh my Lord. Only time I seen that was on the Little Rascals or Dennis the Menace or Leave It to Beaver. Y'all got to put me down with some of that stuff. That's German, ain't it? Yeah. Oh, y'all must have had a real butcher in the neighborhood. But yeah, I mean, we all been through it. You know, we all had the generic stuff, and then they had them generic cereal. My friends had the Super Sugar Crisp, but we had Puff Wheat that was in a bag with no sugar. It was like sugarless crisp, like 33 cents for a bag. Mom talking about you just better get some of that sugar. Well, I can't get the one with the bear on the box. It got a prize inside. Surprise, you better eat that out that bag. You know what I mean? And then sometimes we did have whatchamacallit. Are we talking about futon? Nobody wants to hear somebody bragging about nothing. You mean to tell me you don't want to hear about his high-end luxury cars and his $3,000-$4,000 he makes per day with the trades? Oh, snap. Salute OG. Oh, Hoodie done came through. Hoodie working on a new routine. Man, you know what? It's it's funny when you said in the comment about what you was going to talk about next. I was sitting there thinking like, man, I got some ideas for that, you know. But I'm not a comedy writer though. That's to me, that's just as hard as being on the stage. It's trying to write material that'll actually work. But see, I guess it's the beauty of what most comedians say they do. They try their material out. They go to the small clubs and work out their material, get the kinks out of it, and perfect it. And of course, we always see the final product. And then we think like, oh, the comedian's hilarious. Oh my God, he's perfect. And it's like, you don't understand. He done did that routine in 15 clubs. It was he got booed, got ignored, and then he worked it out where he made it funny, got the timing down. It's a lot to go into that, y'all. Ask anybody. You think your uncle at the cookout making jokes can be a comedian? It's not the same thing. Matter of fact, one of the episode of Fresh Prince when D.L. Hewley was on there, and Fresh Prince thought he could be a comedian. He was going to drop out of school, and then DL grabbed the mic from him and said, "Man, let me get this before you hurt yourself." But anyway, yeah, definitely a craft to that. But I'm in celebration of anybody that wants to go out. Hey, welcome, Derek C. Williams. I'm in celebration of anybody that can definitely that has talent and that can hone their craft and actually can deliver it. Because the last set that you did, the audience laughed at every joke. I was listening at work, so you said something about Donald Trump. The last punchline was Donald Trump, but I didn't hear it, but they all cracked up. And see, that's the thing, you know, when you can make people laugh. You know what's funny? In the Army, man, I've met some of the best comedians of my life in the Army. And I remember, man, my buddy Frank McNamee, he was from Philly. He was an Irish dude, true to the game, straight alcoholic. He was Irish all the way. And man, he would just crack us up so bad. And one day he told me, he said, "Hey man, you're a pretty funny guy." I said, "I guess." He said, "Tell the truth, man. Don't when people laugh at your jokes, don't it make you feel good inside?" And I was like, "Yeah, it do." He said, "Me too, man." And it's funny, we was having this little whole bro conversation going on. I tried to look him up like last year or so, and I see he passed away. Man, that was why that dude was hilarious. But it's a whole different game from being on the in that deuce and a quarter with your platoon and telling jokes or imitating first sergeant into actually getting on a stage and doing it for real, man. It's not easy. I don't have the heart. I don't have the material. I think I could probably be a writer if I practice it, if I figure it out. There are a few comedians in the United States Navy too. No, why am people steal jokes like rappers steal rhymes? And people do that. You know what though? I'm gonna tell you something, man. In the 90s, it's funny. A lot of the comedians, black comedians, was all on the same kick. Yo, you remember when you was a kid and you got beat with the racetrack? And you know, it was always the jokes about the poor, you know, the struggle, the rabbit, the coat hanger on the TV. It was all the comedians was kind of telling the same stories. And it was always, and then the white people, and I used to be like, yo, come on, man. Yo, try to make it universal. You know what I'm saying? That's why like a Chris Rock, you know, you could put him in front of any audience. It didn't matter because his whole material was not centered around his race. And I would see a lot of comedians. Matter of fact, I've been looking at the first seasons of Def's Comedy Jam. And there's some dudes on there I never saw again for good reason. And there's some ones on there that was really hilarious that I never saw again. I'm like, damn, that guy was funny. What happened to him? You know? But again, I always enjoy a good comedy show, especially live ones. I mean, we got a couple of comedy clubs down here. I need to start going, you know, 2 drink minimum and everything. and what have you. Know why it would be great for memorization. Yeah, no doubt, man. Definitely a skill to that. You know, when I hear it, they make comedians make it look so easy, like he's just telling jokes, he's just rap. But it's like, no, it's definitely, first of all, to remember it all. That's the part that would kill me, remembering all the lines. I do voiceovers, so my script is always right in front of me. I don't have to memorize nothing. Sometimes we get things they'll say they want you to do a video. I turn those down. I can't do commercials. Hoodie, when I was in Dubai, I went ham. That bidet, they're looking like a thing on the side of the sink. Yo, it's funny. I've been in a lot of places around the globe and I've seen those. I've never used them. I didn't know how to work it. So I just never, I'm just like, I need the conventional joint. So I imagine it probably does the job. I guess if the Europeans are using it, it must be something to it. Sure enough. Oh man, it's 9:05, y'all. I'm doing it again. I'm starting to creep into a live that's going on and on and on. Hour and 15 minutes. I'm good. Hey man, link there again. You know what I mean, y'all? Feel free. this what us content people do. We always get to our show and then we like, oh really though? STFU? Oh, why you left? Oh, was that a troll? Bombay, once you use that joint, it's over. It's clean. Oh, so you actually you actually have the experience. I thought it was just a joke. Wow. Boy, sometimes never mind. See, I was gonna go through a whole routine about that. But and that's personal stuff. But y'all, sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes you being as and you having a bad situation, you end up using like 3 rolls of toilet paper. You know what I mean? And then sometimes you wish you had a little bit of assistance. But like I said, like you said, straight men tend to think about. You know what killed me? Straight men always want to associate when it's something with that part of the body, like it's got to be something yayo, like, oh man, anybody gonna touch me? Like y'all won't go get a colonoscopy and your dumb ass will sit there and get cancer and die because you think that's somehow associated with that lifestyle. I got news for y'all. Y'all know men from men men from that clique, they also use their other body parts too, right? So what, you gonna stop eating? Cause somebody, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard, man. If you don't go sit your ass down and get that spray and get that peppermint patty sensation, you'll probably never turn back. I ain't gonna lie, maybe when I retire, I install one of those. Cause when you get older, you ain't moving as fast as you used to. You might need a little bit of assistance. You know what I'm saying? That joke birthed when I act at an Airbnb in DC. I loved it. And when you want to do the business with your shorty, it's easy for her to freshen that up. Oh, I didn't even think of that aspect of it. Wow. Oh man, you was down. Yeah, you did say you was down in DC. Sure enough. But hey, look, that's funny though. Men kill me with that. They always trying to be over macho. You know, like you say something, they gotta pause. We all say that, pause. Like, I don't want you to think I'm in the clique. So, and then when it's something that looks like it's along them lines, we gotta reestablish our machismo and let you know we not down with the team. But behind the scenes, the average man doing his ritual, when you looking in the mirror, plucking their hairs out your nose and shaving and making a cute face at yourself. Some of y'all probably blow kisses at yourself in the mirror, but you out here like you super macho. Like I ain't in that life. Yeah, okay, I know, but you might have some tendencies. Bro, I know you ain't come up here with the Navy picture on, son. Anchors away, my boy. Anchors away. What's up, Dirk? Charleston Blue Williams. What's happening, homie?
Yeah. Shout out and respect due to Baltimore City's own Dr. Bombay, Charles Street, Pratt Street, and all that. Yeah. The Inner
No doubt.
Harbor. Yeah. Yeah, just touching base with you. That's all. I see that you're still live and kicking here on YouTube. I guess you heard that YouTube done did a 180 and they done reverse course. So everybody that lost their channels for talking about that poisonous coronavirus vaccine, you can say that now and not have to worry about being canceled. They
Shit.
gave me back. They gave me back my channel, so we back up to 3,000 subscribers. We back again. I went
Word.
live. Yeah, I went live Friday, but being out the loop, I had hit the damn wrong button and deleted it. But I'm going live this Saturday, so I'm gonna do it like I did back in 2020. Maybe once a week, something like that, and I just put up stuff when I see it. But they reverse course on everything, so all the videos that they took from me while I was talking about how poisonous and deadly that shit was. Obviously, I turned out to be right anyway, but YouTube um said they were sorry, so they restored back a whole bunch of content creators channels and things like that, and they actually let you and it's funny saying that in America, but they actually allow you to say the poisonous and deadly gene editing coronavirus vaccine, and you ain't got to worry about no strikes because everybody was scared to say COVID coronavirus. They were scared to question the vaccine. Well, not even the vaccine, is gene editing. Folks was censoring themselves. Well, now all that's gone the way of the dodo bird. So, I never did censor myself. I was saying it anyway because I ain't give a fuck. But they just reversed course. So, I got my channel back. So, and all the features therein. So I got my monetization and all that type stuff. But this is it's good news to people should be able to speak, and we should debate in the marketplace of ideas. And I think a lot of that, unfortunately, is my belief, that because that white boy got killed, um, Charlie Kirk, I think because he got killed and so many people were suing YouTube, they had to kind of reverse course. But I think the cherry on top, unfortunately, somebody lost their life. But so yeah, so now it's like it was when they first came online in 2005. You can say and do pretty much whatever you want. So it's beautiful. But aside from that, how you doing, my man?
Man, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. A lot of us still here, man.
Yeah.
You know, the vaccine. Never mind. I don't want to talk about the vaccine. I'm
No, you
laughing
ain't
at
got to.
Speakeasy said I'm gonna lose my channel. I said speak from
I
Philly
know you
too.
not.
I said, see, that's Philly people. They come over here with they bullshit speak and then talk about Charlie Kirk and everything. You definitely gonna get me shut the hell down.
Ain't nothing
You
gonna happen.
can't talk about the white messiah.
Yeah, ain't nothing gonna happen. No, everybody good to go. I don't know if well, clearly you hadn't heard the news, but I mean this was about this time last week. It came to pass. So they just reversed course on everything. So if you doubted the election like I did, I believe that the election was stolen, and you can say that now, and you ain't got to worry about it. So everything all right. But see, like even how you talking now, Dr. Bombay, once they start putting in the air that you got to censor, you end up censoring yourself. I just never
Yeah.
just do not sit right with me. If we grown, if we're adults, why can't I say what I want aside from calling for violence? And I just that just never sat right with me. But all that's gone the way of the dodo bird now. So it's like it was when YouTube came online back in '05. Broadcast yourself. Speak your truth. So it's beautiful. But yeah, aside from that, everything all right. Damaris is a junior in college now. She
Dang.
driving. Yeah, she driving now. She's she doing what college kids do, which is being indoctrinated in college. So I do my best to debrief her when she come talking that crazy stuff to me. You know. But aside from that, everything
Yo,
good over here, man. So
is that fool Hassan still on?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I shouldn't have said that too loud because now you're gonna pop up in the algorithm. God damn it! All
No,
right,
I
I ain't gonna say
I
his
don't.
last name. I ain't gonna say his
It does,
last name.
no, like again, it's so much stuff that happened in the past 6 years with just the country. Like one person ain't nobody. But yeah, aside from that, I'm everything good over here. So I'm coming to Baltimore. Just so you know, I'm coming to Baltimore. The CIAA basketball tournament, I think, is in February, and it's going to be at that CG Center. Is this you? What's the name? What's the name of the arena down there? It's the CG Center.
I guess they change the name every 2 weeks. Speak, what you know about that? Speak, he the basketball guru. Yeah,
It's
speak
it's
easy.
C, it's C and G something. But anyway, it's a real nice facility. Of course, they real big place. But the CIAA tournament, I think it this last year, I came down there year before. I went down there year before last, and in 2022, Damaris did a dance show with. She was battling some people at this hall at the same time the basketball tournament was jumping off. But I think this is the last time. And then I think your mayor, how you be talking about Trump, I say the same thing about that boy, the Brandon, the mayor in Baltimore.
No doubt.
Just garbage, just straight garbage. But
Exactly.
but Brandon and them, I think they did something. I guess the CIAA not gonna mess with Baltimore no more. So I think they're gonna move it to North Carolina. So I ain't driving down there, but I will drive to Baltimore, and it's because I know you always talk about black folks and cooperative economics and things like that. There is a black-owned restaurant on Charles Street. I cannot think of the name of it, but I know how to get there. They got some delicious food. If I was living in Baltimore, they would see me once a month. They that good. I'm coming down there for the
Wow.
basketball. I'm coming down there for the basketball game and for to go eat over there.
You told me the name of that. It's
It's
called, what
on
is it?
it's on Charles Street.
Yeah.
It's a lady. I want to say Sylvia so bad, but that's up in New York. It's a black owned restaurant on Charles Street. It's not too far off of Pratt. I just know how to get there. I mean, I don't know them streets in Baltimore, but I've driven so much. I know. Okay, turn here, turn there, and I'm there. But I just know it's on Charles Street.
Oh, Speak said that's college hoops, Doc. D2, I think. You know what? That's CIAA. I did a voice. You know what? Yo, I feel ashamed. I did a voiceover audition for that. They said
Mhm.
Baltimore accent, and I didn't get it. Yo, I was high. I said, y'all, who beat me out? You know what I mean? But that was crazy. But any other one that says Baltimore, I always get that job. But yeah, sure enough. So you got your channel back. They're gonna give you the 4 years of AdSense that you would have made. I mean, shit, you gonna give me where my check? You know what
Well,
I mean?
I did. I'm actually going to screenshot it or screen record it. I did a video on that other little channel I did. It was about Charlie Kirk, and I had talked about the AdSense, but I can just give you a breakdown here. Okay, I got the channel back. I got so like if we, for example, say when I go live, you were a moderator, so you're gonna pop back up. All that's great. I got the channel membership, all that's great. But what about the potential lost revenue that I lost from April of 2021 to October 1st of 2025? And I know how I hear you talking about Trump, but just yesterday I was reading YouTube had to pay that boy $24.5 million for taking his channel. He got 24
Wow.
million. Yes, sir. You can look if you got moderators, they can go look it up and put it in the screen for you. I was just reading it yesterday. So if Trump can get 24.5, I can't get say maybe 3,000, 4,000 because I would get little super chats here and there, but I have to assume that over the course of almost 5 years, it had to been in the thousands. In fact, I just got the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania had a check for me for 690 that I didn't even know that I had. Where did it come from? AdSense. They were holding that shit for 2 years. Didn't even know, but I just got the check in June. But Pennsylvania had it for 3 years. I just found it out maybe in February, and I was able to get the money like 3-4 months later. But what about all my lost revenue? I'm glad I got the channel back and all that. That's great. But what about my goddamn money?
And them the breaks, man. They the
Yeah.
breaks.
Yeah, but they gave 47 24.5 million. Sure enough. So I ain't got the money to sue him. So I don't know what he did except put pressure on him because he's the president. I don't know. I just know that the rubber hit the road thing. He got paid. He got paid for them taking his channel. So I don't know if they restored him or what, but he was definitely made whole. It'd be nice if I was made whole too.
No doubt. Hey, where
Yeah.
Wax Dog? He's still around?
See that's like I said, I go back what I was saying a second ago. It's so much stuff that happened in the past 5.5 years. I have not seen Queen's Throne. I have not seen uh I
I
have
ain't
not
seen her either.
I have not seen
Wow.
I have not seen Queen's Throne. I have not seen Wax Dog. Snap Turtle is well, he goes by the name of Freedom's March. He done took off. He got like 9,000 subscribers now. Um,
Wow.
but all of the usual suspects. I don't know if you was around with this white guy from Florida. He was Manic Asylum. He had they wouldn't saying the term crash out in 2019, 2020, but he kind of crashed out. He went live with a gun and hadn't seen or heard from him since. So I don't know if he passed on. I don't know, but he just dropped off the earth. So it was this one lady I knew, Soul Illumination. She was out of New York. Poof, just they just they just disappeared, man. But then again, with all that kind of running line. What I'm gonna say again, with the censorship. Once they started censoring on YouTube, like what's the incentive for YouTube? Like on your thing here, you call yourself a real content creator. What good is it to create content when you have to work, curate your words? So
Well,
people just dropped off because I would go look at other people that I was following way back when, and they ain't put up content in 4 years. They done moved to TikTok and everywhere else, so they just not putting up content. But again, if YouTube is, or any platform for that matter, if they're going to censor your content for your point of view, what good is me as a content creator? Why would I even go on it? That type thing.
well,
So
that's a
I don't
business.
know.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, what's the incentive for you to quote create content if you have to worry about the platform that you put your content on is going to censor you? So you may as well
Well,
go to Rumble, Brighteon, TikTok, anywhere other than here. And they probably saw that too, which is probably relaxed everything. They didn't tell any, but if you didn't hear
exactly.
about Dr. Bombay, if you didn't hear that they opened everything back up, that just go to show you that they realized that nobody was fucking with them no more. Because I ain't got to tell you, in 2018, 2019, especially 2020 and 2021, when motherfuckers were scared to go, I was going outside and everybody scared of the so-called virus. Everybody was in, so like YouTube was popping. Not no more. Not no more.
Wow. But again, that was a business move both ways. Now it's a lot. They got competition, so
Yes.
they got to do what they got to do. So
Yes.
that's why they do things like lower the amount of subscribers you need
Mm-hmm.
to monetize. You
Mm-hmm.
know, seeing
I
as though
agree.
they already use, like, for instance, if I started doing lives, like consistently quality lives, they put ads on they will put ads on your stuff anyway when you're not
Yeah.
monetized. But then if you want to get something, you got to hit the threshold.
Yeah.
So
You
it's
got to
all
jump through
about
hoops.
business. People
Yeah.
got tired of getting. I ain't gonna lie. Some of this stuff is bullshit, and it needs to be filtered the hell out. Like some of the back and forth, some of the stuff is just nonsense. You know what I mean? But it's funny though, because whenever it was black people disparaging other black people or other people disparaging black people, that made it past the filter. But if I said vaccine, it's like, oh my
Yeah.
god. If I said the word COVID, all of a
Well,
sudden it's the problem. So
you and I have had discussions on your platform and offline about it, and Dr. Bombay, just the fact of the matter is the internet in and of itself is a benign tool. It's who uses it. So when you just said a second ago about the foolery, well, we put the foolery on there. So to them, like to your point a second ago, it's just business. They cannot that black folks act the way we act on the outside, we act online. They could care less. But if I can put an ad on the nonsense video that you made, I'm going to make money, and y'all still are, you're still being destructive amongst your own. So what do I care? It's ultimately the people who populate the platform that make it what it is. So I don't blame YouTube for putting up nothing. That would be free speech. But how it affects people is another matter. But we're doing it. They not doing it. We're doing it. We upload it. You always talk about these things called the sectors. There's a beef sector, right? You got adults acting like children. So what does YouTube care about that? They couldn't care less. Let them monkeys kill themselves. Let them monkeys talk and do what they do. They monkey. What you expect monkeys to do? So the platform in and of itself, in my opinion, that they ain't do nothing wrong. They just what to me, I've always said that the internet is just another avenue for many of our people, unfortunately, to put up dysfunction virtually. That's it. You would see this. You would see the same stuff in Philadelphia. You would see it anyway.
Wow.
But yeah. But at any rate, I think I've been on here for about 15, 20 minutes with you. You was born May 26th, just like me. So therefore, anytime you go live, I have to come and say something. It's a reflex. I have to come and pay homage. I have to. So
I
forgive
understand.
me forgive me for crashing your thing, and just thank you
No,
for
you
having me on
good.
your platform. Yeah. Well,
You
thank you for having
good.
me on your platform, and I'm gonna see you around YouTube. And again, like I said, everything is as it was in 2020. So if you decide to pop up, you will be a moderator. All right.
No,
No doubt.
I like
All right.
what my man was saying. I like what he was saying. That is true what he said. Like
What
I do
part?
like you two let us do this and that and the third. And this why I always I kind of said this a little bit. Some people didn't hear me. But at the end of the day, we all kicking ourselves on the ground and just throwing ourselves, about this, about that, talking crazy about each other.
Mhm. Yeah.
We all doing it. Some people say we're not doing it, but we all doing it, and we all looking like fools on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, respect, Mr. Mike. Good to meet you. I'm Derek Williams.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
It's
just
Mike. It's Mike. It's Mike.
all right, Mike. Respect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but the platform. It's just a computer. It's just a virtual interface. It don't make me call you the N word or vice versa. We do that amongst
Mm.
ourselves. We would do it before we was on the internet. So it's
Nah,
something within
facts.
it's something within the people. It's not the platform. The platform is
It's,
just it's not just in my view. It's just not that.
it's the people.
Agreed. Yes, sir. Yeah.
It's the people that makes the platform
Bingo.
for what it
Bingo.
is.
hmm And so again, if you have quote a like Dr. Bombay says, they have a Umar Johnson sector, a beef
Mm.
sector, a conscious sector, a medical sector. Everybody you put your own stuff in a box. If you are a content creator, that should be that's it. So I touch everything. So I'm not in a quote sector, but we 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 do this. But it seemed like the
We
biggest
put
sector.
we put ourselves in a box.
Yeah, and from what I see, look like the biggest sector is the one where the blacks are acting up the most.
Mm.
That's just my observation. I don't see where black folks are really talking serious. Not many. If I was a bet man, I would say the quote beef sector is probably the biggest sector in black YouTube, black Instagram, black Facebook. We seem to love stuff like that, but when it's time to really talk about something, no, 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 no. So, but at any rate, I'm gonna go and step off. It's my bedtime. Got to go to work in the morning and all that. So, thank you for having me on your platform, and pleasure meeting you, Mr. Mike. All right,
YouTube, man. YouTube.
my man.
All right,
All
peace,
right, y'all
homie.
take care. All right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Mike,
Yes.
what is your obsession with chastising anti daily every time you're on the panel?
I have
What's up
to.
with that?
If look,
What's up with that?
I have to chastise, I have to belittle that person. If people don't like it, oh well. It is what it is. She do it too, I'ma do it too. It's an even playing field.
Oh,
Right?
okay. All right, got it. So do unto others as you have them do unto you. Okay, I get it. I get it. I was just wondering, like, what sparked y'all the the beginning? Like, what led to you
Like this
being
is
on
my
the
thing,
opposite
right?
side?
Like this is my thing. People may not like what I gotta say, but somebody has to put that person in their place. I want to mush that person. I want to do everything to that person. People don't like it. I don't care now. I really don't care. You know, it's too much of this and this and this and this and that and the third, all this. But ain't nobody putting that person in a place physically and mentally and emotionally. You feel me? I'm gonna be that person to do it. If people don't like it, stop me from doing it. You feel me? I want somebody to put on their sneakers or put on your boots and come stop me. You feel me? Because at this point, I don't care no more. You feel me? I don't care what that old lady gotta say. She all hell of a bullshit. It's just motherfuckers act. I mean, my bad for cursing, but
No, go man, worry about it. Like you ain't gotta be all clean over here. Go
yeah,
ahead, let it
yeah.
loose.
Motherfuckers act like they should smell so good and want to put everybody else's business, but they act like they shit don't stink. Like, come on, let's be real out here. I don't care what a next person what they has to do with their own life 30, 40 years ago. I don't care about that. That shit don't hurt me. It don't hurt my opinion about that person. Like I told this to myself, right? Be who you are. Don't follow people, just be who you are. If people don't like it, oh well. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, just be you. And when you just be you, that says you cannot be fake. You just you. When you just you gonna say what you're gonna say. And some people don't like that. And I say, oh well, whoop de doo. Like, Young Thug said, whoop de doo.
Yeah, I noticed.
Whoop de doo.
I
That's
noticed your.
hey, nah. What you gonna say?
I said I noticed your style. Like when you're on the panel,
Uh-huh.
you're what we call. I'm trying to think. It's a phrase. Like you're the guy that says you always say stuff like, "So why do you care?" So what about it? So what?
Yeah.
So what you gonna do about it? And it's funny. It's funny. We laugh, but it is you are the other side of the argument. Like what are you gonna do? So what now? Which is funny because I used to say things along the lines like, "What are we doing here? Like what is this
Yeah,
about?"
yeah,
My thing is why we're
you
doing it
know,
every day. Like what are we doing here
every
every
day,
day with
every
the same
day,
thing?
every day it's about this nigga, this nigga, this nigga, this nigga. Ain't nobody doing shit. Just stupid shit talk. Like what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Just stupid talk. And I always say this to Smoke. Well, you know what? You could talk all that shit, but you ain't gonna put me in my place. I'll wait for you. I'll wait 2 years. I'm gonna wait 2 years for you. If you ain't gonna do nothing about those 2 years, it's just you just talking. And I noticed that, right? And I noticed you too noticed it, Bombay, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're you, right? I like to listen and learn, listen and learn, listen and learning, listen and listen and listen. And the more you listen, the more you learn about people, right?
True.
And the more you learn about people, it's like, oh, how he know, you know what I mean? How he know, you know, hey, you listen to people, and ain't nothing wrong with learning and listening. And like I tell people, you could think I'm stupid. I want you to think that. You feel me? I want you to think that I'm so stupid, don't know from my left to my right. I want you to think that. I want you to think that because now I know how to put you in your place.
I've seen people make comments about you, like they said, "Yo, Mikey's making a lot of sense. Yo, Mikey's being logical. Pay attention." Like I hear people saying things like, "You be dropping jewels," and they acknowledge it. Where people try to downplay you because if you stutter or you don't say the right words, they think you're unintelligent. When in fact, sometimes you might have a deeper insight, but just the way you articulate it might not always come across. But some people is picking up on what you're putting down sometimes. I see that in the chat. I don't know if you be reading it, but they'll say that. They'll say, "Yo, Mikey's making the most sense on the panel right now." You'll see things like that from time to time. I don't know if you've been paying attention to it.
No, I pay attention. I pay attention. And like me, like I said, when people go live, sometimes I like to listen and read the chat. And shout out to Dr. Nikki. I'm gonna keep on saying this. Shout out to Dr. Nikki. Whatever you got your grudge on me, let it go.
Oh,
Just
I didn't know
let
y'all
it
had
go. Yeah,
I didn't know you.
I didn't know neither.
How do you
feel
know?
me?
I haven't. Where is she? I haven't seen her
I pay
around.
attention. Remember, I pay attention to people's actions and words.
Where do you see her to know?
Okay, when she pops up, I try to say hi, right? On some cool
Uh-huh.
shit. And she avoids the question. That
Oh,
says it
okay.
all right there. Come on. What did I say to make you, you know what I mean? What did I say? Can please tell me, what did I say? If I say anything wrong, I apologize. But, but
That's
that's what
all
I
you can
get
do.
from, yeah. I apologize if I say anything wrong. You know what I mean? But some people, they don't take that. They just say, fuck that nigga. It is what it is. Right?
Mm-hmm.
People think like that, right?
That's all you can. That's all you can do. You
Nah, facts.
apologize, keep it rolling. We kind of touched on that earlier, where sometimes we forgive others, for murders, but me, I jaywalked, and you can't forgive me for that. I mean, we have our picks, of things.
Nah, facts.
I always I like the idea of, if you apologize to somebody and they don't accept it, hey, it is what it is. Like Buddha said, if you offer somebody a gift, and they don't accept it, then whose gift is it? Really?
I like that. I like that how you said that. If you, man, say it again. I like that.
If you offer someone a gift and they don't accept it, then whose gift is it really?
God's
And it's
gift.
funny because the parable he was talking about, this man, he walked up to Buddha and he's like, "Yo, you ain't enlightened, you ain't all of that, you ain't smart, you ain't wise, you don't know nothing, you a fake, you a phony." This guy was an aesthetic, and he insulted him for 2 days straight, and Buddha didn't flinch. And then the man said, "Yo, you don't hear everything I'm saying to you? You ain't got nothing to say." And that's when Buddha said, "If a man offers you a gift and you don't accept it, then whose gift is it?" Well, basically, he's telling you, your anger is your anger. It's not mine. So, but
Mm.
wise insight. But a lot of us as human beings, because we ego driven, we can't shake it off. Like I think about it. I've been called things on here from people, different stuff. Sometimes they would just dig up an old narrative just to have something to talk about, and I was in the middle. My name might have been in the title. I might have been on the avatar. I might have been, but at the end of the day, this year I thought about it. I said, man, when I turn this off, it ceases to exist. What do I look like carrying this out into the real world and dragging it with me all day? Or if I come back on here, I'm still having real emotion for people I don't know. Now I understand some of y'all say y'all just can't stand people. I get it. I'm not telling you to feel any different than what you do. I'm just talking about me and how I'm moving. So somebody tomorrow could curse me out in 4 languages. It don't matter. It's just on here, and I'm gonna go about my business.
And you
I
know what's
do.
funny, Dr.
Go ahead.
Bombay? Right? We all get at, everybody gets mad at this person, that person. At the end of the day, guess where we're gonna go when we all leave this earth at the
To
end
the
of the day.
dust.
Man, ain't none of us can argue, can fight, can talk shit. We all going to the same place. That's the
I'm
funniest thing.
I'm more interested in looking inside people. Like if I see a person that comes on here and their whole identity is wrapped around being a victim, they're attacking me, they did this to me, they said this to me, and then we'll turn around and use that same excuse to not only verbally attack others back, but then to take it offline and destroy people's lives. You know, you want to so because I said something to you, or no, it usually starts with I have an opinion that you don't like. Then you engage me, and then you insult me. I insult you back. It becomes a back and forth. Then I cut you deep. Then you decide I don't need to feed my kids anymore because I hurt your feelings. So that's the part that gets me. Like, now it's live and in motion. You know, now you messing with people's livelihoods. You messing with people's families. Sometimes y'all, and then y'all try to say you're doing it because it's a noble cause. Like, you say, I don't deserve to be a fireman. I don't deserve to be a fireman because I act a certain way on the internet. Now, I done saved 48 lives and 3 alarm fires, but you have decided, because you're the God of the universe, you decide I don't need to save people's lives anymore, or I don't deserve to have my kids anymore because you think I'm a bad person, bad parent, or what have you. You know, that's some bullshit. What it is, you just couldn't out roast the person. They flamed your ass, and you just couldn't take it. And you
That's
had
a
to,
fact.
like, you trying to punch them down low. None of this should ever go offline. You know, I look at it like this. While you're on here telling me I can't be a fireman because I have a certain political point of view or opinion, meanwhile, there's a child 4 doors down from where you live that's really getting abused. You notice that kid is wearing the same shirt every day, the same outfit. You don't see that. You don't see that kid outside. It's cold. Why is he sitting outside? Why are the lights off in the house? Their power's off in the middle of wintertime. You don't see all that wrong in your own community, but you sign in every day, come on here, seek these channels out, click these links so you can be offended and be angry with people you don't know, and then feel good about yourself like, you some kind of hero that's stamping out crime in the world or something, like you making the world a better place because you attack somebody that's on YouTube. Yo, you could take all that energy in these 8-9 hours when you sitting here and go out into the world and do some real shit, do some real work. God damn it, man. I think I would drop dead if somebody actually, instead of making 98,000 uploads and lives about bullshit people on here, man, can you show us something where you out in the real world, working at the soup kitchen, volunteering at the hospital,
Nah, they
being
can't. They won't do that.
Substitute teacher, something where you giving something back to the community. And please stop lying, talking about y'all mentoring people. You mentoring, you smoking menthols. You ain't mentoring shit. But yeah, I would just drop dead if I could see that. And then if I say something like that, they're gonna come back with, man, this is just YouTube. It ain't that serious. No, it's serious. If I'm losing my job, it's serious. If you calling my daughter, it's serious. If you
that's weird. That's weird. That's weird to
you
me.
following my kids around, it's serious. So
yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
that's
some more mental illness type shit, man. Some of us is on here for entertainment, but I did prove a point though. I said, when I take my message and turn it from being negative into it is now entertainment, it ain't going to get much of a following. People will pay you. They will pay you their hard-earned money. I'm talking about, matter of fact, money they ain't even got. They will give you a third of their unemployment check because you dragging somebody on a live. They will freely get that shit to you. But if you go out here and really do some good Samaritan type shit, or really sit down and produce a 20-minute upload that's like teaching people, that's like really uplifting or giving somebody messages they can use, man, they not supporting that. So I always look at the person. You on here paying for negativity, and then at the same time talking about you abhor negativity. Which one is it?
I like how you said that. I like how you said that. That is so true. I like how you said that. Can you say that one more time?
Welcome, Stefan. You're going to have to, man, I got a memory of a goldfish. Because I took the vaccine, Dirk, I took that vaccine and it messed my memory up. That vaccine number proteins, that shit broke down in like 2 weeks. It don't even work. But anyway, welcome, Stefan.
That is true what you said. People will pay negative instead of the positive.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong.
Sad.
It's not.
That's sad.
It's not about. Is that they'll flip that into he mad because he ain't getting no cash apps. I made $300. No, man, trust me. My cash app is twice a month when my check hit the bank. So I'm monetized in real life. So Stephen, welcome. Hey, I caught that live this morning, man. It's kind of messed up, but hopefully,
You know what they say? You know what they
hopefully you can get
said?
a refund.
You know what they said, Bombay? They said a
Go bet it.
job is the real life job is your life. Your life is your job.
No doubt. Hey, Stephen, you should set up a since you already booked, set up a sector, one over here, trip going out and see maybe a couple people to roll out, man, and just make it into something else. You know, something we maybe I don't know if people from here gonna fly. I don't know, man. You know, they can't leave their they can't leave their basements. They probably ain't going over here. But hey, it's something to think about. So yeah, I'm not saying you know, you gotta pay for positivity. You pay for what you think has value to you. So if people drag in your enemies, which I could never understand, like, yo, do you really salivate that much over seeing somebody you don't like get drugged where it's worth your money? I mean, shit, it's your money. As long as you ain't borrowing from me to pay for that bullshit. You know what I mean? By all means, go ahead and do it. But it's funny though. But the thing is, if you are such an activist and you think that the world should be a better place and it's your job to go do it, then you should reward that which is good. Or you should reward the yin and the yang. You know, more so the yang. You know what I'm saying? So let's be for real. Let's stop all pretending on here like we, you know, like we are holier than holy and we're above these peasants and these people are clearly beneath my station and I'm not going to come on here and put up with it. And I will take you down by any means. You know, let's stop pretending. You know, when you fueling the bullshit, when you paying for the bullshit, think about it. Y'all all got Cash App. Go into your Cash Apps, pull it up, look at the last 10 of them. Where did it go to? And who?
Bullsh to
You
people
know
who
what I'm saying? You was funding and fueling bullshit negativity. Or some of y'all like to rent out platforms. You know, you go a place, you drop some dough, and then you get to say what you gotta say and get on your soapbox with the
so
same
you know,
same rhetoric
I
over and over.
can't with that conclusion, right? I said to myself, right? I said, damn, you know, I'm a nigga who go lives every day, every day, every day, every day. You know what I mean? And people pay more attention to the straight BS than a dude who's going live every day. But you know, I had to sit there and ask myself, like, why is that? And I figured out the answer to it. I ain't gonna say what's the answer, but I figured out the answer. So I
What's
had
that?
I can't really tell you. I'll tell you one day,
Okay.
but I'll
I
tell you
mean,
one day.
see, here's the thing. Over the years, I've received a lot of criticism for being a certain way. And you know, recently I've actually agreed with a lot of those people. They kept saying, yo, it sounds like you complaining. It sounds like you need to be the change. You need to stop preaching to people and do what it is you say they should do. So here's the thing. If I can take the criticism and make the changes within myself, you know, I can take your criticism. I don't gotta go call your job because you made me feel bad. I took your criticism. I'm trying to do better with what I'm doing. Then I feel like I should also be able to run a critique on you and ask you the same questions. What are you here for every day? How are you here every day and getting attacked? Why do you keep saying you're leaving this place because you can't take it and then y'all right back here again? Why? What is
Mhm.
your purpose? What is your true message other than being offended? Other than they said this about me and I must attack back? Come on, man. Come on, yo. I hear some of y'all and y'all, come on, late 40s, 50s, damn near 60.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
of you are 60. You know
Ain't
what I'm
nobody
saying?
young.
So
Ain't nobody young on
how
this
you an
side.
old ass victim? How you been on earth for 50 years, a half a century, and you a victim? How you anybody's victim on the internet? Yo, think of how stupid that sounds. Yo,
Mm.
I got these enemies. I got these ops. Yo, where they at? Yo, let's get in the
Yo,
car. Let's
yo,
tool up. Let's go
yo,
see them. Let's
yo,
go. Hold up. Let's go
you know,
see them. Let's go see them. And you say, we can't. Why not? You don't got the address. You don't know where they stay at? Nah. Why not?
what's funny, Bombay?
Hold up, bro. They in the
Oh,
computer. What? Man, I'm all dressed in all black, got my hoodie on, my boots on, my pistols. And you mean to tell me these are cyber people? How dumb would you sound saying that out loud? With your old ass. And I'm
mm.
your age, if not older, but I mean, not you personally, but So how would you sound? See, that shit only works on here. Only on here with other imbeciles can you run that kind of logic and make it make sense. You can't go to work and in the break room say, man, you ain't gonna believe this, man. I'm being persecuted. I'm being hunted down daily. I'm being bullied. I don't know what I'm gonna do. They talking about me so bad. You be, where they at? Let's go to HR. Let's report them. They online. What are they in your town? No. I don't know where they live. They 2,000 miles away. Do you see how stupid it sound when I say it out loud? It sounds dumb as shit when I say it like that, but it's the truth. But see, we try to say, like I told y'all before, it's the mob mentality. If you get 25 dumbass people in the same space doing dumbass things, to them, it seems like they're geniuses and it's logical. It makes sense. But if you take those same dumbass 25 people and put them into general population in your town of 750,000 people with the same rhetoric, it sounds stupid because people gonna look at you like, yo, is something wrong with you? Why would you turn on a machine that's definitely going to guarantee you to be offended? He says, DeFraud Jones said, this seems to be a good crowd. Shit, what I'm showing 3 now? I don't know. That means somebody went live. Somebody went live somewhere, but it's all good.
It's a good it's a good conversation. I like this.
Yeah,
I like this.
It'll have the replay value. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Edward
like
Hubbard, SIA, welcome. So again, it doesn't make any sense. It's only on here does it make sense. But the funny thing is, some folks will say what I'm saying to each other on here. They'll say it to each other like they'll charge each other with being illogical, and then turn around and be equally as illogical. And that's the part that I can't reconcile. Now, if you're on here for entertainment, then you're on here for entertainment. I get it. But yo, you cannot show up here every day and be a victim. Because then I have to ask you, how important is it for you to be here? Well, I'm just here for the entertainment and the good food and the live music. No, you're not. This shit ain't real. You ain't here for that. You're here because you are a victim, because the 80% of who you are is the part of you that is a victim. And if you're not here, you're nothing. You're empty. You're a shell of your former self. So you got to come here, you know. But I'm not here to do that and shine lights. I just hear it so much, you know, and I feel like I got a voice, so I'm going to be the flip side of the coin. I'm going to tell you, stop being offended at every goddamn thing. Stop taking it offline. Stop going into people's real lives. See, when somebody show up for real, you're going to piss yourself. You're going to be in a puddle of piss if somebody actually shows up. So if I was you, especially nowadays where it's too much of this stuff jumping off and popping off all in society, I would not be out here. Yo, I ain't poking. No, matter of fact, if somebody tell me right now, hey, man, I think I'm going to have to come see you because of that live, I'm deleting this shit because I don't want to see your crazy ass. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, man, you know what, though? You offended? I'm going to go ahead on delete that because you know why? It ain't worth me being out to dinner and here you is popping up at the table talking about, hey, is you Dr. Bombay?
Oh,
first of all, I'm gonna stab the shit out you with the fork, with the salad fork. That was about to happen, and then I'm gonna nut up. So because I feel like you say Dr. Bombay, then you must be crazy.
Man, I said that. I said that.
I said that
one day.
I gotta put you out your misery. You come up popping up, and while I'm sitting there eating, I'm about to get my entree on. So,
but that's the thing. But that's the thing. You know, ain't nobody got the guts to do that because, you know, nowadays it's 2025. Nobody got the guts. No, I mean, I ain't gonna say nobody because I can't say that. You know what I mean? I can't speak on nobody, but
you shouldn't.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Nobody should have the guts. Nobody should have the guts to pull up. You shouldn't pull up. You shouldn't. Let's be real. Nobody's ever going to pull up. Well, you know, I just contradicted myself, didn't I? Look, I'm gonna rephrase. Nobody should ever pull up. It is never that serious that you got to go see somebody. See, think about it. I told y'all this before. Okay, you're hearing the sound of my voice. Now, you're hearing words. These words have definitions. I say them in a certain order. They take on their own shape and meaning. Now, what you're hearing is an audio signal. The airwaves are moving, being stimulated by this device, turned into an electronic signal, and it comes out in a speaker on the other end. Then it moves air molecules 1,800 miles away where you are, and then that comes, turns into perceived audio signals and sounds. Your brain then deems it as words. Now, there's a part of you in your psyche, in your mind, that takes the words and will apply an emotion to it. It'll say, oh, he said that. He's talking about me. God damn it, I gotta get him. And then the emotion becomes motion. And now you're on your channel clapping back or recording, or you're in your car driving all the way to Delaware, wherever, to go see me or whatever it is you want to do. And then all of a sudden, now you got a problem. So, like I said, I mean, it's a lot of us on here, and not just, I'm not talking about in this YouTube avenue right here. I'm talking about all across BlackTube. It's just people come on every day. I'ma drag you, I'ma drag you, I'ma drag, and it's a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. People talk about each other's teeth, their hairlines, their edges, their complexions, their
all that
handicaps,
shit.
their lack of funding, and it just goes back and forth. Like I said, y'all, I know the difference between a real roast and somebody that's really disturbed. It's a difference. I'm just here to say, hey, you know, be honest with yourself. If you here because you really disturbed, it's cool. Then we know how to deal with you. You
Nah,
know,
facts. You know, that's good that you said that, because you know, I figured out the same thing too. There's a big difference between a roast and somebody just doing it personally. You
yeah,
know, because when somebody do it personally, that means that they really hurt and they bothered.
yeah. You know,
You know,
you
you could
got that
tell
one
that shit
aunt.
off rip.
You got that one aunt at Thanksgiving who thinks she's just speaking her mind, but she really not. She's sitting there like, you know, she's throwing insults. She being ignorant, and she prides herself on it.
I'll
She
say,
says
you know who's hurt? You
she's
know who's
keeping
hurt
it
a little
real.
bit? You know who's hurt a little bit and whose business is out there so much and so crazy? I say Shaq Kim. You know what I mean? You don't think that man is hurt?
I don't
That
know,
his
man.
that his business is out there like that?
I wouldn't
Come
know. I don't. I
I
haven't
could tell.
heard that
Like
stuff
you
in
could
years.
like, you know, like you could tell. You know what I mean? When somebody's they shit is all out there type shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's just it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy how I could tell certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, I've spoke on that before in the past. I talked about, like I said, y'all, and I'm gonna keep saying it's my little mantra. When you're dealing with another person, always think, right? If their past was your past, if their
Mm,
pain was your pain, if their level of consciousness was your level of consciousness, you'd be thinking and acting and doing everything that they're doing right now. Now, I'm saying that not
mm,
to sound clever or seem wise or something like that. I'm making a point is that the person is the total sum of their experiences. Our problem is we act like other people can't have different experiences. Like I said something earlier. I said my mother used to have a certain outlook that I think if she didn't have that outlook, my life would be shaped just a little bit differently. You know what I
mm,
mean? Because as kids, sometimes parents give us these complexes. They keep saying stuff. They not even realize they're doing it, you know, and they give
mm,
you a certain viewpoint of the world that actually will hold you back. You know, sometimes
mm. That
again,
is true.
you know, some of us had single parents, some of us had single abusive parents, some of us had parents that were abusive, some of us been abused as children in ways I can't really get into. But all these things have shaped their lives, especially young girls that have been exposed to a lot of things they shouldn't have been exposed to. When they grow up, they might be a little more promiscuous. They might make bad choices. They might not understand what a real man looks like because they didn't get an example. So they made some mistakes. Now they got a couple of kids. Now it's a struggle for them. You know, now they got to do what they got to do to keep the lights on because, but when you look at it, you got to look at the person's whole life. See, we like to say
Mm,
stuff like, you're 40 years old, so you should be acting like this. You should be already. Yo, I don't know what y'all been through. You know,
that's a fact.
I don't know the sum of your total experiences. That's why I say, you know, hey, we all came through it, you know, and some of us just, I look at it like, man, if you went through, first of all, no, there's four noble truths. One of them is suffering is a real thing. Two, you will suffer. Three, you will get sick in this life. And four, eventually you will experience death. I'm gonna stop dropping all this Buddhist stuff on y'all, but that's the truth of the matter. So some of us had more pain than others. You know, some of y'all got lucky. Y'all ate every day. You know, anybody here ever have sleep for dinner? You know, Anybody?
Oh man, sleep for
Anybody
dinner?
here?
Yo, no
Any,
cap, no cap, no
anybody
cap,
here?
doc.
Anybody here ate dinner
Yo,
1:30 in the morning? Because that's when the food got
man,
there. You know what I'm saying?
man,
So
man.
again, it ain't no shame. It's called the day before payday. Mom's holding it down. Day before payday, food got a little short. You ever had to stay home from school because just the food ain't gonna be there till the night.
That's a
You know what I
fact.
mean? I ain't gonna sit
That's a
here and act
fact.
like I was watching Good Times, and sometimes I was in the goddamn episode. I'm looking at them like, damn, yo, they living in luxury up in here. But you know what I'm saying?
Man,
But hey,
man.
look, that made me appreciate what was on the plate. So I ain't never turned my nose up at nothing. It's like, hey man, this is food is here, it's going down. Now
That's a
that
fact.
might have been twice in my childhood, but I'm just saying, like, I know what that's like. So I know some of y'all had it a lot more. Some of y'all had it where y'all moms was always at the bar at the corner, and she would just like boil them hot dogs and get the hell on, and you had a terrible ass diet. You know what I mean? You didn't feel the love from her. Every time she talked to you, she just cussed. Everything was cursed, stupid ass, dumb ass. It was always something. She was resenting your dad. You look like your father, and she picked on you more than she did her other children because you look like his ass, and he locked up, and she kept riding down on you, and you was a middle child. See, if I know that about you, I can empathize. I'll be like, nah, I didn't have all that going. You know what I'm saying? But I can see it though. I seen it in household. I'm like, damn, yo, why she always picking on you? Or why your brother with the green eyes and the curly hair? Why you always get worshipped by everybody? How many of y'all experienced that shit? Where
I
one of your
did.
siblings who daddy had to, who daddy was light skinned, damn near
Oh
white,
nah.
and that child was, she is so beautiful. She is so beautiful. But meanwhile, your black ass in the background, like, damn, yo, what's going on? Like, I ain't even standing here. Y'all gave that went some candy, ain't even give me. Man, I used to see my family discriminate. They be like, Mom, can I have a piece of cake too? Nah, you don't need no cake. I'm just like, yo, I used to see it and watch my cousins catch the blues. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I don't know your whole past. I don't know what you've been through. I can look at y'all sometimes and I can kind of glimpse it. I'll be like, yeah, you used to hang with a lot of guys in high school, right? You couldn't identify with the girls. You didn't fit in. You felt, you know, okay, you was in that old abandoned house getting them trains run on you. I mean, I could see the pain. You know what I mean,
Damn.
sister? So I'm not gonna say now, I ain't gonna judge you, cousin. I'm gonna say it's always tomorrow. You could always be better. You can always improve. But see, around here, we don't give each other a pass because we'll go back and forth for months, dragging each other on our childhoods, dragging each other on our personal trauma. That shit ain't, man, it ain't funny. And then we retaliate by doing the same thing to the other person. And then we keep hiding behind the sector saying, it's just roasting. It's what it is. It's roasting. No, it ain't roast. It's not roasted when you dragging somebody's, like, yo, you dragging they straight up abuse as a child. Nah, that ain't nothing funny. That's some painful ass shit. Unless the person tell you, I went through years of therapy when I was 19 through about 25 and I'm over it. So you can talk about it. Doesn't even bother me anymore. And I can tell sometimes when I'm hearing y'all going back and forth and that person hit you with that zinger from your personal life, I hear you get quiet and be like, you can hear like a little bit of a whimper. I'm like, yo, they cut you. They cut you. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, yo, we all been through it. We all came through it. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're all here together in this place. Some of us are still doing it. And some of us, you can still, now that I said it that way, you can see some of us are carrying pain. Now do you know why people are going out their way to destroy your entire life and take it apart? Because
Now I see why. Now
they
I
got
see why.
they got unresolved pain within themselves. They
Yo,
suffering.
yo,
They hurting. They not
yo.
here to do you good because somebody did something to them and they
Mm,
just passing it on. That's why you got to be careful when you came up. You had that like I said, you got that mom that always yell and cuss off. Like I remember this dude down here. He used to be a bit of an activist. He had a thing called No Shoot Zone. Tariq, he did. He got stabbed, man. He got shot by the police. He had some anger issues, but he was trying to be an activist at the same time. But he was out there arguing with this girl. He had a knife in his hand. He wasn't even going to stab her, but they shot him. But I remember him on the video. He said, man, my mother, she never had a quiet tone. Everything she did, she yelled all the time and she cussed. She was an angry black woman. She had no other setting but anger. And that's what he grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing is, we got to be careful not to carry that on into the next cycle and yell and do that and berate our kids. That's how it usually go. You know what I mean? So it ain't always, and don't get me wrong, y'all, I'm not trying to paint no picture like, oh, if you had a 2-parent household and both of your parents had careers, it was all gravy, because it wasn't. Because a lot of abuse went on behind them perfect, what you thought was a perfect family. It was some shenanigans, some devilishment behind the scenes. You know, so it don't mean 2 parents don't always mean success. It's a lot of kids trying to take they unalive themselves in them situations too. You might have been looking at them like, damn, she got all the toys, she got all the shoes, the gear, everything, but you didn't know her life was a personal hell behind them doors. And you know why your mother ain't never let you have that, go over there for that sleepover. You be like, Mom, why you being mean? She all right, why you don't like her? And it's like, nah, it ain't her, it's her father. Mom could see things. Mom like, why is that little, I ain't gonna get all graphic, but trust me, your mother has, nah, I don't want you over there. You thought your mother was being mean, but she was really looking out for you. You know what I mean? And here we are. A lot of us had that in our own families. Some of us were the victims, you know what I mean, of that. I seen it with my peoples, and they told me later on in life what they went through. I'm like, damn, yo, not for real. And man, it was deep. And you would never know. And here it is, your mama making you sitting there at Thanksgiving dinner like you rather die, and your mom and them acting like, because that's an elder, they just gonna sweep it under the rug. Anyway, I ain't gonna get all deep into that. I'm just saying, y'all, we all came through a lot of shit. We all got some pain, in our life. It is actually after 10 o'clock, man. I'm definitely gotta, because I'll be doing this all night. But I don't know where the show went. It started out one way. Oh, damn, Mike just dropped off. Anyway, good segue for that. I did put the link down a couple times. I appreciate everybody that came through here. The Fraud and Charlatans, Propane, Oak Lane, Angie's Angle. Welcome, Angie. Always a pleasure. Miss T. Pre, no doubt. Edward Hubbard. Is that Hubbard? Did I say that right? Real Mamas, Real Problems. Check our channel. See, Derek, Real Mamas. Derek was a moderator. I think Derek's still a moderator, but he ain't dropped no links. He usually was good for that. Stephen, the Prince of Sheba. Also Josephine with the greens. No doubt. Corey, the Slater Show. Visuals YM, aka Yolanda Martinez. I named her that. And let's see. That's about it, I believe. Oh, who was here early on? D Darrell. What's the guy? Make a Change. Came through. Hoodie came through. I'm just scrolling up, y'all, because y'all know I got that bad memory because of the vaccine Derek said I took. So, and Doe Eyes, I'm definitely thankful for everybody coming through. Like I said, we hover at low altitude around here. We don't break 20 in these chats. We don't. Real content creator. Yeah, no doubt. Oh, yeah, I heard your name ringing out too. Like I said, your name ringing out. You ain't got to say nothing. Your name will ring out. Maybe mine will ring out. I don't go at people. You know what? I welcome those people. I'm not on the side. I definitely say they definitely could have hit the link too and said what they got to say. You know what I mean? But like I said, I say things. My mother say, you always saying some stuff. You just be saying. I be like, Mom, how I'm offending people? You be saying stuff. You know what? She right. Because when I came into the sector, they said the same thing. You be saying stuff. So I had to kind of be mindful of what I'm saying. Make sure I ain't pissing people off. And then make sure I ain't going to say just because y'all do something that I'm going to do it too. I just like to shine lights. That's what I do. I be light shining. You know what I mean? I'm the lighthouse, the flashlight. You know what I mean? The beacon. So I just like to put it out and try to get people to think and see things a different way. So it's definitely a message to the madness with things. And with that, y'all, because I'm going to have to, I could actually stay up for a while. But nah, man, it's definitely late. I'm already behind schedule. I should actually be in the sheets at this point. So I thank y'all, man, for coming out and hanging out. Hopefully you'll catch the replay. And hopefully, let me stop this banner from rolling as I get things done here. And I thank y'all for coming out, man, and playing with me this evening. And I leave you with words of peace and tranquility. Namaste. Oh, man, look, I'm trying to be all smooth and suave. And I think my little video. Okay, there we go. Take the time out and create this song and dedicate it to my life because I'm lucky to be here
I almost didn't make it. Everything, I know everything is good now, but it was a long road to get here. And there was a couple of close calls and some chances. I want to talk about it and share it with you. Check this out. Nigga, the intro to my kinfolk. Being broke but got big hopes. Seeing doom, I was this close, so I read the room for the clip notes. I didn't see it through, I'ma get ghosts. Me and you and my sis bros trying to be in tune, trying to reach the moon, trying to see the bloom when I step in the light. I've been at plenty of nights, just begging to Christ, like when you gon' send me some advice. Give me the best of my fights, I'm left with a plight. I need me a blessing tonight. I've been up stressing tonight, slept in detention and taught me a lesson tonight. Addressing the vice of messing up my life, that's what my days reveal. I've been through pain for real, I pray for real, that made me heal and saved me from the ills of making plays and banging stainless steel. I made it still, when half of my acquaintance got slayed and killed, or shackled in some chains with no escape until they break your will. But poverty entails producing problems that this paper will. It probably make you wanna take a break or take your life before you make your will. I'm faithful still, my days filled with greatness bills. I'm practicing my patience, chasing majors till I make a mill. I never thought I would make it this far in my life. Running the streets and I believe in y'all. There's no time. Thought it was over when I took a fall from my wife. Even now I'm still giving all, keep living right. I never thought I would make it this far in my life. Running the streets and I believe in y'all. There's no time. Thought it was over when I took a fall from my wife. Even now I'm still giving all, keep living right. Days in the hood doing dumb shit. Training to be good, but I won't shit. Running in houses, wanna get thousands, save me. I should get a pump quick. It was just days on the block. I was raised on the block and I stayed on the block. Played with a Glock, now I'm taking a spot. But the place getting hot, so I race from the cops and they watch. Who gon' stop me? Who gon' block me? The old heads say I should go on ahead. But I move cocky and you sloppy. I don't give a fuck what the folks said. Had a knot that I bust in the forehead. But I miss thank God for that. Cause all that drama in the laundromat could've got me clapped, but I did not react. Or get locked up, then I knocked me a girl that I never should've. Gave my seed, but I got a baby, so I'm not complaining. Cause she stayed with me and that's the way it should be. And in my family, I done paid the fee for what it ever means to be the favorite sheep. Then the hater receive, never breaking me. Left the military, now I hate to sleep. Cause if I don't get it, they replacing me. And I'm not content unless I'm great to me. I was staying clean and trying to break the scene until I met a lady I could make a queen. And I can't be seen as living lazily. When I'm chasing dreams, I do it hastily. I'm a businessman, I went from A to Z. If you pray for me, you know I can't believe that I'm here. I never thought I would make it this far in my life.